At long last, I have collected them all. We have a full crew here today. I am the greatest dungeon master ever. You are welcome to challenge me to that. I will hand over my crown to all comers. I've got like 8 of them. Just come pick one up. But that being said, we are going to be starting something new right after we get done with the basics of what everybody's been doing with their downtime. After nothing interesting actually happened during that whole Blood Gold. In fact, what was Blood Gold? It never happened. Go back and watch our previous episode if you know what I'm talking about, because nothing happened. Nothing at all. But you guys have had some downtime. I imagine Frick has spent most of it practicing his parkour.
Yeah.
Because he's a level 9 monk now.
Yes.
And he is capable of whatever he feels like, apparently. It's like there's just no stopping him. Carrie, do you want to describe Rihanna's momentous return?
Sure. She's not going to go to the manor right away. When she gets back to Wildam, she's just going to kind of roam the town looking for any of her friends before she decides to go back to the manor. So I don't know if anybody was out and about doing anything, but in particular, she's looking for Michael.
Michael is currently running the circuits. When he is in Wildam, he takes a short time off to go towards the Iron Dukes area for a bit. But when he's in Wildam, you can find him either at the mercenaries boards, trying to find some regular work for everyone, or he's running the circuit or the pubs as a musician.
Okay. I would assume that eventually, after some time, I would find him, or I would hear his voice and know that he was there. But she doesn't look like herself, obviously, because she never goes around in public looking like Rihanna. So I guess I will enter whatever place Michael is at and just go up to the barkeep and order an ale or something. And sort of sit and listen to him while he does what he does.
All right, let me roll the performance on that because, yeah, he's actually singing a romance song right now, which is very uncharacteristic for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one about longing for somebody who's gone.
Okay. Well, the form that she's taken is that of a human female. Red hair, light skin, green eyes, just sort of not poor clothing, but not rich clothing, just sort of more like a merchant class type clothing. And while she listens to him singing this, she just sits there and kind of chuckles to herself into her mug. And at one point, she's going to approach him when he takes a break.
That's he'll walk up right to the bar, grab his lot from playing, and just kind of sit there on his own until she approaches, and then he'll look up from his tankard and just kind of give this redheaded woman a slightly upturned eyebrow and motion towards the stool beside him, and then go, hello?
Hello, it sounds as though you are heartbroken or lovesick.
Is she even trying to mask her voice at this point?
A little bit. A little bit. Sounds as though you need a new muse to get your mind off of whatever it is that this person did to you.
It didn't do anything to me. They just re-inspired me. Who are you, and why? Of all, I'm really not the bard to be looking at for that kind of thing.
Oh. No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to pick you up, dear.
Okay.
It seems as though you need a new angel of light. She just kind of gives him a smile and winks at him.
He just kind of smiles and orders another ale, and then motions for her to sit down, chuckling to himself. All right, how long have you been back, and why of all the places did you choose to see me?
Just got back in town. I just kind of thought I'd wander the city for a while, trying to decide how to make myself known to you guys again after the way I left. And I happened to be walking by here, and I heard your lovely voice. And I was very happy. I thought I'd come in and say hi.
Oh, you always know. You always know that there's not any questions from me. Doesn't matter where you go. You're always welcome. My home is always your home.
I appreciate that. And she'll give him a kiss on the cheek.
He returns that, and then goes, "So, what adventures did you get up to?"
Oh, nothing exciting. I had some business that I needed to attend to, and some things I needed to check on.
Maybe next time I can go with you?
Possibly, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you more, but not here. I'd be in a private place when I explain things. There was someone I needed to check in on.
Yeah. I understand.
This whole being bent on revenge and Victor stuff, it made me realize that I needed to go see some people and make sure that they were all right, especially now that he's not in the city, and because I don't know how much he knows of me, being how he had Silas grasped for a while. There's other people who are at risk of being hurt.
If he does want to make that move, he'll make it.
I know.
The only thing that we can do is be ready for it. But I say we go home. We party like as if it's Frick throwing the party.
Is Frick back?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, he is.
I have missed that big hairy lump.
And he's got a few new brews that I think you're going to like. Just do not just don't go anywhere near the sword. I think
the sword.
Yeah, Trilex's got a new sword. It drools. Don't go near the drool.
Since when does Frick use a sword?
No, Frick doesn't use a sword. Frick can grow stuff now.
I am so well. I think we need to go back to the manor.
We need to go home. We need to go home and
Yes.
see everybody. You've got a lot to catch up on.
Yes. However, before we get there, I would like to stop and pick up a few things.
As always, we'll shop. in my
Well,
shop.
it'll be quick. It'll be quick. I would like to stop by our favorite little bakery that we managed to make those people rich so that they could expand. And I'm going to pick up a chocolate cake and a variety of other pastries and things like that to bring home with me.
I think I don't think that the shop is so little anymore. I think it takes up like a full city block.
Oh my, even better.
No, they just have a second story and a to-go window. They're not that elaborate.
Window. Okay, so out of character, Andy, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to go there, pick up something like that. I also wanted to stop at whatever shops in town we could find and pick up like healing potions and things like that I could, enough to try and like give to everybody in the group. And I was gonna also out of character, I was trying to think earlier of little things that I could get to bring back to give everybody as gifts, but my brain is like, I had like a total brain fart. So
We'll do that in just a bit because I'll have to find prices for potions and everything. So
yeah, that's fine. You can just, if you want to like send me a message with that information, I'll deduct it from what I've got.
Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a time skip to some point in the last couple of weeks where Michael has gone to pick up the item that he ordered from a crafter on the other side of the country. I figure, like I said, one of the druids can help you with travel. So you get back to the town and you're headed to the shop. Outside the shop, there's a bunch of coats that says, "Put one on before you enter."
Which of the druids is coming with me? Who wants to come?
I'll go with you.
Michael puts on a coat for himself and hands one over to Tarak and goes, what have I unleashed upon this world?
I don't know what any of you have unleashed in this world. It's all confusing.
He tentatively comes up to the front door, opens it up, and looks inside, trying to keep his face well buried within the coat as he says, "Hello?"
When you open the door, you are greeted with a blast of cold air as the inside of this building now feels like a freezer to the point where there's icicles hanging off of the ceiling. And the guy at the front desk or the front counter just waves you in. Come on in. We're still working on this. Just make sure you leave the coat on your way out. They're for everybody.
I will. What happened?
Well, we were working on some weird item for some weird guy, and things didn't work out quite right. What can I get for you?
I was coming in to check on how the bag of clothing was coming along.
Oh, you're the weird guy who ordered the weird thing. Hold on a minute. And he doesn't put a bag up. He puts a chest on the counter. And I'm going to send you the details in chat about as soon as my Discord decides it's going to work. Can you still hear me? Because my Discord says it's not responding. Okay, so while that's working, basically he puts a chest on the counter. Here you go.
Yes, I can. Okay. This is a bit bigger than I expected.
Well, this worked out better than your bizarre idea of a freezing bag because you see what that has done. So I sent you the details on the chest of preserving, which does basically the same thing, only you can put this inside your bag. I checked the dimensions, it's just small enough to fit inside your bag.
So putting this thing inside of my bag does not cause something like putting a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding.
No, this is just a chest that's, will hold most things you put into it. But,
Yeah, Michael puts it inside of his bag of holding, and then goes, "I have, you've. I'm so sorry. Is there any way that I can help with clearing this up?"
well, no, I don't think there's anything you can do. We just have to wait for it to wear off.
Thank you. How much do I owe you for the change of what's been needed?
Well, you paid me to create the item, and I created a better item, so you're actually better off, but you're already paid up.
Thank you. Michael looks to Tarak. We have an ice chest.
No, it's not an ice chest. It's just a chest of preserving. It's not super cold.
Okay.
It's just a regular chest that when you put perishable items in it, they stay preserved. It was something that already existed in one of the more recent updates, and I liked it better than Bag of Colding.
Ah, okay. He just looks around and then goes, "What have I done?"
Oh, I have no idea.
Is there a way that you could sort of transform this effect into a weapon? A grenade.
Are you talking to him or to Tarek?
I'm talking to him.
Okay. I don't make weapons. I just make items. You would need to speak with someone who specializes in weapons.
Okay. I'll keep this idea and I will take it. Oh, oh wow. Well, it's just for Tarak. He's just like, I have so many ideas.
Can you
Let's go.
put marshmallows in it?
Yes, you can.
Can we pre-make our marshmallows and put in it? Will they stay warm and gooey?
Ooh. Age or decay while inside. Possibly? I don't know. But I was also thinking we could make like grenades that are expandable marshmallows that trap people. Let's go tell the others. Let's go do this.
Yes, let's.
He leaves behind the coat.
Okay. And you can return home. And everybody's got a message for me today, guys. This is why I said, hey, maybe you could do some of this stuff before. I'm trying to figure out Carrie's potions at the moment, so talk amongst yourselves for just a couple of minutes.
We're being serenaded by Kiara.
Okay.
The moment Michael comes home and I see him go to put marshmallows into the chest, Trilac will approach with curiosity in his eyes, but fear in his heart. What do you have there?
It is a chest of preserving. It keeps things from decaying or going stale.
Oh, well, that is very nice, actually. I think that would be good if we go hunting. It would save us a lot of money.
Yes. It has also inspired me. I think that we could make marshmallow grenade.
What?
Grenades that when you throw them and they explode, instead of shrapnel, they expand into a gooey foam, not unlike a marshmallow's internally melted insides that entraps.
So, like an alchemist bag?
Yeah. But bigger.
You want... Group meeting. Michael wants to weaponize marshmallows. Everybody.
They can bring about world peace or great.
No. Shh. Calm, my child. I think we need to reevaluate your mental stability.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's not that terrible of an idea.
You call?
I mean, it's still kind of awful, but...
Heard of those meeting?
Did you get up just for that gag?
Yes. Because imagine Frick would just, like, he's the level of monk where he doesn't sprint, he just appears to some degree.
He's Woody Woodpecker. No, not Woody, the Roadrunner.
I accept both answers.
Okay.
Group meeting. At this point, is Brianna back? At this point,
I would like to say that when Michael and I got back to the manor initially, that I told him I want to kind of surprise these guys, so I'm not going to go in the front door with him. Instead, I'm going to do my whole roguey thing and sneak into my upstairs room. Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll be in my normal form, and I'm assuming everybody would be there. And I start coming down the stairs, going, and I'd be like, "Oh, darling, I'm home."
Hello, sweetheart. It's good to see you again.
Come down the stairs and be like, "Hello, everyone."
What's up?
Brianna. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, look what the cat has dragged in. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We have a cat.
Is Wesley a cat now?
Rihanna.
Oh, like you have cats. You have like what, 4 cats?
1 million.
3. I have 3, and they are at temple.
Oh, you didn't bring them to live here?
Here is not the safest place.
That is true. That is
Hence
true.
why I have thought of the marshmallow grenades. What on earth is more destructive than what on this planet the most destructive force around?
My brother.
You?
A druid.
Lava.
Yes, a druid. Yes.
A rogue with nothing to lose?
No, I played this game before. Lava beats all.
Frick, I have missed you, and I'll go up and give Frick a big hug.
A big hug?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I have missed all of you. I am so sorry.
Tiberius jumps up on her head.
Oh my. I guess the horns do make a good perch. Well, I just want to let you guys know. I have arranged for a extremely extravagant and decadent meal to be brought to the manor for this evening, as my way of saying I'm sorry for just running out on you guys.
We all have to take time sometimes.
Yeah, but I didn't even leave an explanation. It was terrible. I apologize. Besides, I haven't had any really good food in a while, so... So anyway, yeah. They'll be showing up this evening. I've got venison and veal and pheasant and all kinds of meats, and there'll be cheeses and new breads, pastries. I stopped at our favorite shop, and there's going to be a chocolate cake and pastries. I don't know. I just gave him a bunch of money and said, "Here, I want this delivered for my friends. It's for a special thing," and wine. But of course, I know we have Fricktastic, so I didn't go as heavy on the wine.
Yeah, he's got a new one. Just don't drink it with Trilec around.
Why is that?
Bad things happen.
Listen,
What do you mean, do not drink it?
He said he wanted it strong. So I gave him strong.
I just stare at Trilec. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have no clue what you mean at this current moment in time. So can we get back to the fact that Michael wants to weaponize marshmallows?
Weaponizing marshmallows.
And that evening, much food is brought. You eat, you drink. Some of you probably start forgetting, time after a while. I'd put that on Frick just on a daily basis, actually. I want everybody to give me a Constitution roll, please.
Oh dear. Is this even if we're not drinking?
It's a Constitution save or just a Constitution roll?
Just a Constitution roll.
Okay.
Mine is a +7 now.
What if we were just sipping?
It doesn't matter. You're still going to make the roll.
Wasted.
Wow, Frick did really well, along with Trevor, because
Michael's 3 shades the way.
All right, so
I'm a little scared now.
everyone who got above a 15, you come to hearing the voices first of some people saying, hey, we can get some real jank for all this gear. No, don't dump it out here. Just take whatever you can carry for some other cutter comes along and takes it all from us. And that's about when you start to open your eyes and you see some kids, the oldest of them being about 15, rummaging through your stuff.
Oh, fucking not again! Seriously? Would you guys just stop?
Oh, wait a minute. Michael, aren't you asleep?
Oh, sorry.
This is Trevor, Trilak, and Frick. As they're the first.
Can I reach out and grab one's arm?
Yes, you can. That won't even be a roll. That's just something that's easy enough for you to accomplish. You do that, and he's one of the younger ones, and he starts screaming, "They're not dead! They're not dead!" And he starts hitting you with a stick, but not hard enough to hurt you.
Really? What? Ow, God.
The older one takes his hand. Sorry, Burks. We took you that someone put you all in the dead book, and that you weren't going to need this stuff anymore. Our bad. And they, put your bags back down, and they're slowly backing away. No harm meant.
Make sure they leave everything.
Yeah, they didn't have time to take everything. They just thought they came across a bunch of dead people, and they needed the money.
Okay.
What
happened?
The next thing, this is when the rest of you will start to come to. The next thing you all realize, you're not in your home. You don't even recognize the place you are, because as you look up, you don't see the sky above you. You see buildings above you. In fact, there's just a little bit of sky off to the side, but you're in this huge crowded city that seems to curve all the way around. You're in the inside of a Torel, or a giant donut floating in the sky, apparently, because there is a spire running up through the center of it all. Everywhere you can see is filled with buildings made out of stone and metal. Most of them have some sort of blade work at the very top. And the kids are, just like backing up, hands held up in the air. Sorry, Cutters, no, nothing meant by it. We thought you were already gone. Just trying to make a little extra jink, that's all.
Cutters? What is a cutter?
They kind of look at each other and it's like, they're a bunch of clueless.
Well, I'm not wrong.
I start shaking everybody awake.
Can I do a perception roll to see
Sure.
Like any discernible?
Okay, well, for one thing, this whole area smells horrible. Now, I mean worse than when you made Frick drink from your drooling sword. You're in the slums of a major city, and there's the smell of industry and pollution all around. The people, they come from about everywhere. You see a diva standing, or a deva, however you want to pronounce it, standing in line with a bunch of other people in what looks like a soup line.
Madonna's there?
Isn't that Deva an angel?
Yes, that's an angel.
Oh, okay.
There is an angel just standing in line with a bunch of other poor people.
What
What
the?
the fuck? What did we do?
Michael,
How much did we drink last night?
I didn't think I drank that much.
I read a play about this. Did we go back in time or something?
Can I do a history check or something to see if I can?
Sure.
Let's see
And
if
try
I
like
know
with that
where
roll,
we're
if there's
at.
anything else you want to know, I'll tell you whatever you can know about this place.
So, from what I gathered, we are floating.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
The city is floating. You're
is
standing firm on the ground. And the
Okay.
people
It's like it
above
has its
you
own-
are standing firmly.
It's like it has its own like gravity field in it.
Yes. The laws of physics seem a little bit weird, but you're not floating in space. All right, Viserius, what do you want to know about this place?
Do I know what it is? Is it like one of the 9 hells or purgatory or?
No, you think you've read about this place before. And Michael, you're almost positive. You think you're in Sigil, the city of doors. And one of the kids, the oldest of the kids, noticing that you're all confused, he's like, welcome to the cage. I guess it's your first time here.
What is
The cage?
Okay, kid. There's 3 gold jink in it. If you can tell us what's going on and who the major players of the city are.
Oh, Primer, you better sit down. There's a lot to be told about this place.
All right.
But
I'm assuming, Andy, do we have like our stuff on us? That
oh
we
yeah,
had?
you,
Like
you
our
have
bags?
you have all your gear.
That is weird.
All you know is that you're just waking up in the street. Well, you're in and the older kid starts talking. Well, you're in Sigil. As far as the major bloods around this town, there's a lot of them. Let's see, you got Shemeska. You got the Lady of Pain. She's at the very top though, so you don't piss her off. And he just starts listing off all these random people as if the names mean anything to you.
I'm gonna give you an extra 3 gold to just write it down as much as you know how to write, and hand over that list to me, because that's a lot of verbal information, and I need to be able to keep a hold of this. That way, I don't step on anybody's toes.
Oh.
Michael, did you ever think that maybe they don't know how to write?
Yeah, we don't know how to write. We know how to get around the city, but writing's not really too important. We're light boys, and you say that they all.
Sorry, Andy.
I was going to say, you notice that they all have these long sticks that have some kind of a light source at the top of them, because while it's pretty well lit right now, you can kind of intuit that because of the shape of the city, there's probably not a whole lot of light once after a certain point of the day.
Can we distinguish what race they are?
Oh yeah, there's most of them are human looking. One appears to be an Azamar.
Oh, okay.
Because he's got a paler skin and his eyes are a slightly different shade. But everyone around you seems to come from about every race. Again, especially with Trilax roll, you see down the road there's actually a pack of fiends that seem to be handing out papers to people.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment to talk about Asmodeus, our Lord and Savior? I'm sorry.
With my role, would I know that we're no longer on the prime material plane?
Oh, the kids can tell you that.
I was going to say, you said you called yourselves light boys.
Yeah, people hire us when they need to get around in the dark. We carry lights. Around here, someone will steal your torch.
Do you have a name?
Well, my name's Carr, and he'll start introducing the other 4. But the Azamar is called Gin, and the other two boys, let's say Felix and Arthur.
Okay, Car. Do you have any idea how we got here?
Through a portal, is my guess.
A portal?
Wait, where are we? I know this.
Okay, let's try to take this from the top. You're in Sigil, the city of doors. You probably walked through. You probably walked through a portal. That's how most people get here, like yourself. Most primers who wind up here walk through a portal.
We didn't walk through a portal. We were in our home. We were enjoying a nice meal.
Well, you're here now, so something sent you here.
We apparently got way more drunk than we thought.
Yeah, that happens a lot around the hive, too.
And how, may I ask, do we get back to our own plane?
Well, you're going to want to find a portal and a key that goes back to your plane.
Okay.
He takes that money happily because that's a lot of drink for them.
I did not drink when we had the meal.
We don't.
Maybe it was something we ate.
I'll let everybody give me a history roll. Those of you who weren't drunk can get it at advantage. And I'm getting some static or feedback from somebody.
Yeah, I've been hearing it too.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not just me then.
Okay. All right. Kiara and Trilak, the last thing you guys remember doing is with the group was that you were all headed through the front door. And now you're here. That's your last cognitive memory.
The front door?
So we're on a completely different plane right now.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, pretty
My
much.
memory's a little fuzzy, but
wait. You said we were leaving
Hey
the
guys,
manor?
Kiara is trying to talk. You're a little bit low there.
oh,
Could you say that again? Okay, I'm not hearing you at all.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Technical
I think,
difficulties.
I think it's her mic that's causing the static.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to you in just a minute because it sounds. Oh, there you are.
haha, okay.
Okay, what were you
So
saying?
I was saying, my memory's a little foggy from what happened last, but we were, from what I last remember, walking out the door of our home. But I don't really remember anything after that.
Why were we leaving the manor?
I don't know.
Perhaps, maybe we had finished our meal and... Michael, you have been looking for jobs for us, for the group, yes? For the past 2 weeks. So, it is a possibility that we may have finished our meal and gotten word of a job. But as we left...
In the middle of the night?
Well, we do spontaneous things.
Some of us are prone to leaving in the middle of the night.
Touche.
So it is not unlike us, but Viserys, out of us all here, you have the best arcane knowledge. Do portals randomly open amongst the worlds, amongst the planes? Is that something that occurs?
Carr will speak up and say, yeah, that's pretty much what this whole place is about.
Oh, great.
I heard about this one cutter who went to the bathroom and never came back.
Cutter? What exactly does that mean?
Cutter, a Burke, a Blood.
He fell in.
Is this like some sort of gang war we just threw ourselves into?
I believe
that's the local cant. You'll figure it out.
Hey, I figured out primers.
I'm gonna ask.
In the direction
primer?
of the inn or tavern.
I'm gonna be asking Jin. How do we get back? Do you know how?
Like Carr said, you got to find a portal with a key.
Is there any specific place, or is it just random?
Yes.
So
Random.
both.
Specific
random?
or random?
Both.
You see, some portals are permanent. Some are not, and the lady can just close them all off anytime she feels like it. But they're all over the
What
place.
The lady being the chick
The-
up top you said not to mess with?
Yeah, the lady of
Lady
pain.
of Pain.
Oh, okay. She sounds very classy.
Yeah, if
I
you
think
cross
she
her,
should
you're going to
go
the
talk
maze.
to
We
her.
have to confront her. That's what we gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah, don't do
Maybe
that.
We shouldn't go
Don't do that. Don't do that. She'll just send you straight to the maze.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't directly go to the person called the Lady Pain.
You can ask around. There's a list of known portals. And he's like, if you want to hire a guide, and one of them's like, hey, we're not totes. I'm old enough to be a tote. So for 3 silver an hour, I can show you around.
I'm good with that. Everybody, you guys all good?
I'll hand the boy a gold piece and say, okay.
Okay.
Can we make a game plan first before we start? I think a game plan would be best.
How about we get somewhere that's not the middle of a slump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to a tavern.
I for one suggest we find lodging somewhere a little nicer, perhaps.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna want to do that. Nights get pretty cold around here. And he starts
Yeah,
thinking, well,
Which one, Andy? Which one of the boys was it that said he'd help us?
Carr, but you pretty much figured that all of them are kind of going to stick together because, they seem to like to work in a group whenever possible.
Safety in numbers. Got it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Frick. Can you hit me real quick?
Fireball.
Not
No, I'm
too.
kidding.
No, I just want to check something. Just hit me real quick, please.
Michael hauls off and slaps Trevor.
Okay.
I mean, it worked.
And Frick's just disappointed there, like, I was supposed to do that.
That was my jump.
Okay, that was... Okay.
You
Just
want to
checking.
test. You want to test reality, not get knocked into the next one.
No, I'm just making sure, because the last time I woke up in a gutter, I was dead. So... Okay.
Well, how could you wake up if you were dead?
The last time I was in a gutter, I died, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay, very well. That explains it a little bit.
Michael, you're kind of a wuss.
So the kids are really confused by you guys
He is a bit hungover.
because they're like,
Fair
you guys are a bit barmy, aren't you?
You don't know the half of it, kid.
So, look, there's some free places you can stay. There's some cheap places you can stay. If you've actually got money, you might be able to get a good place.
Why would you
we'd
take
rather
us to the good place?
A good place, please.
How good are you talking about?
How much is good?
Well, I mean, you can get a mansion if you're rich.
Well, just an inn where,
Okay.
like, we're not going to get bugs.
Oh, okay. We're gonna need to get out of the hive then. So, they'll take you to. Do you want to find a place to sleep first, or you want to find a place to drink first?
Do they have one that combines both?
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's going to take us a little while to get there because, as you can see, the streets are, like I said, very crowded. You're not going to be. It's going to take you a couple of hours.
Can I ask if magic is allowed in the city where we currently are?
Yeah. I mean,
Open
don't
cutting
go
weapon.
blowing up stuff, or else you'll get mazed, or the
No.
hard heads will come down on you. But yeah, you can do whatever you like as long as you don't get caught doing it.
open carry of weapons okay?
Yeah, actually, I'd recommend it. It keeps some cutter from coming after you.
All right, so I'll pull my stuff out and load myself up with my gear.
Yeah, you guys haven't created enough chaos here to change the laws.
Not yet.
Not yet. That was my thought.
At the kid's recommendation, I pop out my spear and put it on my back.
Okay.
Okay.
Because, yeah, even they got daggers on them. You know, not
Okay,
that
kid.
it looks like it's going to do much good. So,
where on the map are we currently at?
I
Can
don't...
you ping it?
I don't really have a... I guess you'd probably be more around right here. I'll send you guys a better map. This is just to give you an idea of what the place looks like.
How chaotic it is.
There's, like I said, there is a better map, but it won't go online, so it won't go on here without me subscribing. So I'll have to send you something later. But they'll bring you to, like I said, they're kind of taking you as to be some very rich people. So they're going to start trying to head for one of the higher end places. So
mid-range.
Mid-range,
Go for mid-range. Yeah.
Mid-range. So like, well, there's you can probably get something for about 50 to 100 gold a night, depending on what you're wanting to spend.
For all of us?
Oh no, each.
Oh.
Yeah, things are expensive around here, so find a place to make some drink quick.
Alright.
So Jink is
Jink is cash. Cutters I take it would be adventurers like us or anybody who can
Anybody up to no good.
Yeah.
mercenaries.
Cutter, Blood, Burke, these seem to be pretty interchangeable for these guys.
Oh, okay.
Cutter is usually the one who's coming after you.
Well, let me ask you this, young man. If we go to one of the places that's in the price range that you mentioned, is it going to be safe and secure?
Mostly. I mean, nothing's safe. I mean, we can, there's, as he'll put it, there's places where they can sleep and they wake up each night. So they just, tend to be crowded.
Okay.
So.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, if nothing else. Go ahead, Rihanna. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I was just going to say, I mean, we might as well go to where we'd be more safe, being so we don't know what's going on or how this place works yet.
Now, if you ask around, you might be able to get a place, of your own for about a month or so, because you're probably going to be here a while.
I think we might be here for longer than a while.
Well, if worst comes to worst, I have a spell that I could cast that would hold all of us.
Oh, I was going to say, don't we still have our fortress?
Yes, and we also have our fortress.
Do me a favor and take a look around and see if you think you find any place that you won't decimate somebody else's building.
That's what
I was just gonna say. It's like we probably shouldn't. Go ahead.
Oh no! You were talking first. Sorry.
We probably shouldn't bring up like a random ass tower in wherever the fuck we are.
Yeah, you would almost certainly smash someone else's building. So they start talking about, well, if you want something in the lower ward, that's the cheapest place to live. A lot of burgs like to try to live in the clerk's ward because that's sort of the safest area, but it costs
birds?
the clerk's ward. They're just listing off these places like it's, to them it's common knowledge.
Okay.
Can I make some sort of check to listen? Should I make a perception check or a nature check to listen to anything that's around us to see if there's any sort of living thing besides this town? Like if there's birds or some sort of animal.
Yeah, in fact, I'll just go ahead and give you that one. You do see that there's some wildlife in that there's pigeons, and you're seeing other things fly around too, like some imps and things like that. In fact, you start realizing that's probably why so many of the nicer buildings have blades on them. It's probably to keep the birds and the other things from landing there. the closest thing to nature you find is that a lot of the buildings have these vines growing on them with black leaves. And if you look closer, you'll see they also have razor-sharp thorns.
Okay.
Can I try to identify these vines?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Sure, I'll let you each make a nature check.
Gotta find it there. Yeah.
All right. So when you start leaning in to check them, the kids are going to call out, "Hey, don't touch that! That stuff's pretty nasty."
I'll ask him, what does it do?
Well, it's razor vine.
Is it dangerous?
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's razor vine. It cuts you.
Is there any sort of poison properties to it, or is it just that it's sharp and dangerous?
Just sharp and dangerous.
Mm.
Are they on every building?
On a lot of them.
Okay.
It seems to be like it's basically it's ivy. It's going to grow wherever it can, and
okay.
And you do see, when you're looking off into the distance, you do see that some of the larger, nicer areas have some plants, but you're looking off into the distance to see that, yeah, some people can't afford to have, a garden, but in this area, it's all industry and you're guessing from the smog building from all the furnaces and everything, it probably gets kind of hard to breathe in the worst areas.
Okay, well, Light Boys, lead on. Take us to a nice, safe place.
Okay. They think they can probably get you something that'll be about 10 gold a night, which is sort of the best price they're going to be able to get you. But, you might want to, they're fairly certain that there's no bed bugs there.
You mentioned the 50 to 100.
Yeah.
Can you get us someplace closer to that?
Okay. So they do warn you it's probably going to take a couple of hours to make your way through. As you go through the intersection where the devils are handing out pamphlets, they do try to hand you one.
I'll take it.
I kind of just nudge one away.
Okay. So who all's taking one?
I am.
Serious?
Okay. Can you see the paper I just brought up?
It's really tiny.
I'm trying to make it larger.
Oh
God.
So do me a favor and put into chat who all took one, just so I have that record. Okay.
Oh, it's really big. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it where you guys can see
top.
it. Oh, sorry. Let me make it a little bit
It's
smaller.
okay. It's just a little low.
I'll put it into chat also, so that way you can see it. But
oh, hello.
This is right up my alley.
okay.
He's cute.
So let me find the paper, and I'll also put it into chat, so that way you have
That's
it there
Danny, not Trevor. Asmodeus wants you to. Oh my God! It's propaganda. I called it. It's a gang war.
That's the word. I was actually wondering what the word was yesterday. I couldn't think of it. Thank you.
So the kids just sort of duck around, but it looks like at least 4 of you took one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna read over Rihanna's shoulder.
Yeah. So, they just kind of hand it to you, and they just move on to the next person. They are exactly like those guys at the airport. They're just handing this out to everybody.
Can I make a history check on who this person is, Osmodius?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell
I'll
you
also
who
take a religion
Asmodeus is.
check, but okay.
Okay.
Asmodeus is the history was fine. Asmodeus is the ruler of the 9 hells. He is the top of the chain for devils, and as such, everything they do falls under his jurisdiction, and they are involved in a war with the demons that has been going on since the dawn of time.
So he's like the Satan of the world.
Yes.
Okay.
He's actually, I'm going to say with the 19, he's actually a fairly nice guy from the people who have had any dealings with them.
He's not even technically a devil himself, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Rihanna,
He's
you had a
celestial
question?
being. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can anybody speak Celestial?
My patron.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. Did we ever establish that I got a name out of him? Who it was?
I mean, you think it's I can't pronounce his name.
Okay.
The
Because I can't find my notes, but I was trying to remember. It's like, oh crap, did we?
Let's see.
It starts with like a G. It's like
I'm trying to remember. Because it's a really hard name to pronounce anyway.
Right.
I'll look it up right quick because he's
okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Because I was thinking, it's like, well, I would think that I would kind of know a little bit about these things, considering my heritage and everything.
If you want to make a check, because you're still mortal, so at the end of the day, your heritage doesn't really give you as much insight into the Blood War.
Right, not the Blood War. I just meant like Asmodeus. It's like I thought maybe I would know.
Now I've got his thing. Let me send it to you because I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
So, from the time, like, when we started leaving the streets after we, got everything figured out, how long has it been? It's just right after.
Well, it's going to take. They say it's going to take a couple of hours to get to a decent hotel because they have to, basically get out of the lower side of town.
Yeah.
So, you've only been walking for about 10 minutes when you pass these guys.
Just want to be sure. Didn't know if we time jumped.
No, not yet. It's just going to be, like you're going through town. You're seeing all these weird things. Can
you describe those weird things?
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, you mean besides an angel that's standing in a beggar's line? You mean weird compared to that?
Well, just anything that's not like, I don't know, just anything that doesn't seem common in a sense.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the flyer for now. Okay, so when I said,
I was gonna say when I take that from them in Infernal, I'll say to them, "Oh, thank you."
And they just kind of nod and say, "We look forward to seeing you tonight. There are free drinks."
Frick's there.
Drinks.
Okay, so let me.
Trapped in another door and
they say that. Actually, I think these are chain devils, so I think they can say it telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to double check them. So to describe what you're seeing in the city, like I said, there's devils handing out informational pamphlets, but the whole city is just crowded with people doing business. You see a hippo man in an immaculate suit with shiny metals all over it and a big blunderbuss gun strapped to his back. He's just walking around, like it's normal. You see a couple, like a fiend and what looks to be another celestial playing chess off to the side when you get out of the lower ward.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that things are weird, I mean it's like you came from a city that was mostly humans and elves and, what you would call the most common races.
Yeah.
There's everybody and everything here. If it's in the manual, then it's walking around the streets right here.
Okay, so it's okay.
Yeah, like you just saw, you saw a Githyanki walking by with a bunch of cranium rats trailing around at his feet. And
what sorts of booths do we see? Like,
you see
magical item, potions.
There's probably a little bit of everything as you pass by. The kids were just trying to get you to the tavern and inn, so they were trying to just direct you there. But as you pass by, there's a shop for almost everything. Now most of them are like they'll tell you if they see you starting to look around, they'll tell you like there's probably some better places to buy things because you don't always want to buy things in the lower ward, which kind of gets somebody giving them the evil eye. Not the literal evil eye, just give them a dirty look. Yeah. They're like, they'll tell you that if there's something you want to buy, this is the place to do it. Everything's for sale here.
Okay.
And if it's not for sale, well, then you can always try talking to Shemeska.
All right.
So, like I said, they're guiding you through. Like I said, I think crowded is going to be the universal word for this. There is not 1 inch of space that someone isn't trying to fit into.
Just
So
crowded.
yeah, like when you see people setting up like the area where the bazaar, there's just people, who have unrolled mats for the day. If they are lucky enough to have a physical shop, it's probably small and just jam-packed with everything they can fit into it. People are trying to save as much space as possible here. The city. If you were to ask the boys, they'll tell you that that officially the city's about 20 miles around. But there's always a little bit of chance saying that it changes as it needs to. But it's not big enough to hold all the people in it. So eventually they'll find you an inn that is it's in more of the what they're calling the guild wards, which is where a lot of guilds set up, and it's nicer than the lower ward. They do tell you that we can keep on going to the clerk's ward, which is going to be more expensive but safer. But here you can get a place to sleep for about $50 a night.
And I take it there could be a lot of work here for someone in our position, right?
Oh yeah, if you find the right people, there's always somebody who can use a Burke with some skills.
Who do you know of that would be looking for a Burke with some skills?
Well, we don't know because we just guide people around. We just help people walk around at night. But they say if you ask around, you'll probably be able to find somebody who knows more than we do.
I'm alright with here if you guys are. I mean, not like
Sorry,
we're
Matt.
useless.
You do see a lot of beast folk, but I'm going to say that you don't see any that exactly match your kind.
Maybe for the price we're paying, we could find a single building we could all stay at.
That was my thought.
They say they can try to help you out with that because you've paid them enough that you've rented their services for a few hours. So they'll help you out as much as they can. They might know a few people who could use some skills, but they don't know exactly what you mean by that. So if you mean like your cutthroats, they can probably direct you to somebody who needs that service pretty easily. So you're going to have to really be specific with them because they know some of the worst of the worst.
We dabble in procurement and in ancient reliquaries and curio.
Well, they start thinking, Shemeska is always dealing in stuff like that. Yeah, but we don't really know how to get them. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. They say they know of a couple of people who sell things like that. They might be able to hire you. If you want to do some extra legwork, you can try to always get in with Shemeska, but they can't help you there. She's the king of the cross trade, so they don't rank high enough to even get noticed by her, and they kind of like it that way. Rule of Three sometimes hires people, adventuring types.
Rule of Three. What exactly do they do?
Well, I guess you call him an information broker. He knows a lot of things, and sometimes he will ask people to do favors for him depending on what it is they need. So they tell you where you can find him, who he is. Let me check my notes. He's at a bar called
Somebody is really staticky.
Yeah, Katie, I think
Sorry.
that you're getting
Sorry.
that. Okay. Roll of 3 hangs out at a bar called the Styx Oarsman, and I'm pretty sure I have a note somewhere saying where Shemiska hangs out, but they can tell you, that she hangs out at a nice casino, and they'll tell you where that is. But again, they're pretty low on the totem pole of Sigil, so they can't give you a direct contact there. Let's see. There's I'm trying to think. Then they remember there's always what's it called again? The bottle and jug. They say if you can get in good with the bloke that runs that place, Hoxton, that he's got some kind of a treasure, but you gotta get in good with him before he even lets you fight his boy over that. And then let's say if you're wanting to just try to find a way back home, well, they tell you there's a couple of places where you can try to learn about the portals, because people do try to keep track of them, but that can cost a little bit. Depends on how much you're willing to spend as to how much information you can get. Oh, and then you're going to need a key. They know somebody who sells some keys, but keys vary in price. And Jen brings up the fact that he might also be able to hire you, because he's always buying things that could be keys.
That sounds interesting.
We're gonna be here for a while, guys. We need to start working on getting in with these people. That way we can get some points to be able to live here. Because this ring world is pretty much all that there is, and everyone lives here. So prices are gonna be something steep that we're gonna have to deal with. And we're gonna have to really start working real hard. Like, everything we have to do is gonna be around work.
And I can send you some of these details, but as you're walking, the kids are trying to tell you about things. So they're telling you, like where you can go to get good food, where you can go get some entertainment. Then they tell you where you can get affordable food.
I think at this point most of us could use some food.
Okay. So
Does everybody agree? I mean, is everybody in need of food after our little adventure?
Yes, I am famished.
so if you just want some common food, that's going to run about 20 copper, so a couple silver each. If you want better food, then the prices go up.
Michael's more than happy to go with just the common food.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that'll just be a couple silver each. But you can sit down. You can, like I said, the kids will try to answer as many of your questions as they can. But like I said, you're talking to the street urchins of the area.
Right.
There's a lot
They're
they
usually the
know.
ones that know.
Yeah, there's a lot they know, but that doesn't mean that they can give you the introductions.
How many kids are there? Because Michael's just going to buy all their food.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, are
there-
we gonna feed the kids
there was
too,
a grand
hopefully?
total of 4 of them, and they just dig right in. This is probably better food than they eat on an average day.
So,
I started
Car.
checking. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was like, so, Car, is there any way that we could, is there a way to get a hold of you and the rest of your group of light boys here if we need your services further?
Sure. If you go down to the lower ward, you can ask anybody, and they can point you out where I am.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could also send him a message.
That is true. That is true.
Hey, for what you're paying, we'll drop any other Burke, and we'll come running.
Good to know. I know it. That's what I was thinking too.
Wasn't there one point where you were trying to start an orphanage?
Yes.
It wasn't just an orphanage. It was an orphanage that would also back as a rogue and a bard training ground.
Oh, y'all! Jen went out and bought every type of 10 of every tool. You guys were going to be training them to be adventurers if they didn't.
Yeah.
If the oldest boy didn't really hate adventurers.
Yeah. Anyway.
So anyway, like I said, they point you to a fairly decent restaurant. If you want better food, that comes with common wine and stuff, that can go up to it says 35 copper a meal. So round that up to 4 silver if you want better food.
Michael just goes straight for the 2 silver meal and
Okay.
buys it. He buys it for the kids.
Okay. Yeah. So
Viserys will, of course, order the 4 silver meal.
okay. So
Well, there's one thing I've learned in my travels is that every city has factions. Every city has guilds.
mhm.
You befriend one, you anger another. We need to be very careful about where we're staying, who we're paying, who we're working for, all while trying to get out of here.
yeah, they'll agree with that. So the first thing you really need to worry about is to watch out for the hardheads, because they basically try to. He says keep the peace as they. So if they catch you doing anything, they're going to come down on you hard. And just for the record, guys, obviously for those of you who know, Sigil has a lot of history over the past editions. I haven't been able to absorb it all, so I'm using the slang sometimes because I don't remember the actual name of a faction. But
Sigil is pretty much like the waypoint for every dimension to touch down on at some point.
yeah. So,
think
like I
there's like a
said,
member-
just because, so I'm going to be going with what the kids know, and they tend to, definitely speak more in slang because they don't know proper words.
I like their slang though.
So, as far as when you start asking, questions, they're trying to give you, information, but it's coming through a 15-year-old street urchin.
Right.
So, what are you particularly interested in? Let's start there.
Lodgings. Michael is very interested in lodgings.
All right, the
and
place
having
you're
a
at
group
now, they'll have rooms, and they can get you a room, each of you a room, but it's gonna be 50 gold a night for each of you.
We could bunk, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say, how many people could we comfortably fit in a room?
Comfortable would be 2. If you're willing to go slightly more crowded, you can probably get 4 to a room.
Well, considering that some of them are larger than us,
and
I mean,
some
I think
people-
the
Let's just do 2 and 2. I mean,
yeah, I think you're right. Let's just do
Then that'll
2.
be 25 apiece.
I've got it.
you sure?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Trevor face plants the table again.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
Andy, that's 50 times 4 for 4 rooms.
yes, could call
Okay.
that 200 gold for the night.
All right.
And the kids are basically just, when they're not chewing, they're talking. So it's like, yeah, if there's anything you need, you can pretty much get it here. You can get, if you don't want to walk, you can hire a cart. They can sometimes get you through the city a little bit faster. They don't go down to the hive, though. So, if they think it's too dangerous, they won't take you somewhere. They'll take you as close as they're willing to. But you ain't going to get nobody to come down to the hive to pick you up. So, in fact, stay out of the hive. You'll wind up in the dead book if you go down to the hive.
So
Where
the
is it that you
hive
said that we would find you?
They hang out in the lower ward,
Lower ward. Okay.
which is next to the hive, but they stay out of the hive itself.
Okay.
So
I
I'll
will
go in and
hand them 2 gold pieces and tell them, I don't know how much time this will buy me, but if you could please go look for a residence we might be able to stay at.
All right.
Instead
One of
having
them.
to pay 50 gold per night.
One of them
Oh.
like grabs a turkey leg in his mouth and just runs off to start asking around for you.
You gotta remember, us handing these guys over gold, that's more cash than they'll probably see in about 6 months.
Yeah, they work for 2 silver an hour, and
Yeah, so we probably
usually-
want to not be quite so flashy.
Yeah,
that's
you're,
probably a good idea.
yeah, they're pretty sure you're some, you're some rich cutters.
Which technically we are, but we're gonna burn through it quite quickly.
And we don't necessarily want it to be out in the open in this place, because I feel like this is a place where people will shank you and nobody will bat an eye.
Yeah, they'll confirm that.
Yeah, Trevor, you've heard of Waterdeep, right?
Have I?
Probably. It's on the other side of the country, but it's on the side of the world. But Waterdeep's a pretty big mecca in itself.
My uncle told me about it once.
This is like the interdimensional Waterdeep.
I
I'm
agree.
just gonna go with this as like the punk district as like an entire city.
Oh no, there's the nicer side of town is pretty safe because there's a lot of people patrolling it. Yeah, you can still get dead there, but it's less likely. That's why so many people want to go and live in the clerk's ward, is because that's where all the law keepers are. So it's considered safest. And as far as if there's something you want, you can find somebody who's going to sell it to you. There's the gray beards that can cast about any spell you want. They can track down people for you. If it's something you want to buy and it's not normally for sale, well, then you can find somebody who doesn't cross trade to get that. And let's see. Directions tend to be like 5 copper. News would be a couple of copper, which you paid them more than enough. They're gonna tell you everything. Some people can get you portal locations for 10 gold, or you can go by and you can look at there's a central place where they try to keep track of all of the portals. They'll cost you like 5 gold to go there and look it up yourself, or you can go to the what's the name of those other guys? The Planeswalkers Guild. They cost more, but they have better information about portals, and they know about portals outside the cage too.
So if need be, we could get home. But even though I'm kind of freaking out right now, I'm kind of curious about this place.
Yeah, I mean, if you spend enough drink, sure, you can probably get back home.
I just want to get home. I don't want to stay here.
Me too. Not pretty.
It's
It's not pretty, but it's once in a lifetime, maybe.
Sigil
Hey.
is never. Sigil
Yeah,
is
it's definitely an
never
adventure,
someplace- yeah.
but it's not the same.
I have people that I can't leave behind. I have to get home.
I know. Just
I have a
Hope for
forest
the
to
best.
take care of. I have the entire community
hope
to
for the
take care of.
best, prepare for the worst, because we might be here for a while, just in case.
They tell you that basically you can get just about anywhere from here if you know what you're doing. And some people, well, sometimes portals just kind of open up and people just vanish. So that happens too. Then again, some people, they wind up in the dead book and somebody dumps them into the river. And you guys probably pass by that river, and it basically looks like if you go for a dip in that, you're coming out a bleached skeleton.
Would I know the name of this river?
I don't think it has a name, so it's just the river. It's the only river
So it's
there.
not it's not the river Styx.
No, that's somewhere else. This is the river Stinks, because the river stinks.
All right. Well, I think we take a day to get our bearings, maybe learn some more, and
Maybe
figure out
find
how the
some-
hell. Maybe. But I agree with getting home, but we also don't want to, like. What am I trying to say? We don't want to rush and fuck something up again.
I agree. I, for one, would like to study this place while we're here.
I, for
Trust me,
one,
I
think we
want-
need to get out of here as soon as possible. I've seen what you guys do. I've seen the damage you cause. I say we get out of here. Sooner the better.
And plus, you can't remember if you turn the growth spell off or not at home.
You're probably
Yeah, there's that
worrying
too.
the kids a little bit with some of that talk.
He looks over to the kids. We have a tendency of
I
causing.
put my hand over Michael's mouth.
Good plan. Because
Oh, we're really okay. We're great for parties.
We're new here. Let it stay that way. Understood? I look at the group, it's like a group understanding. We are new here. Where we've been stays where we've been. Do we agree?
I'm sorry, I missed that because I just got back.
Michael was about to sell you guys up the river for all of your chaos, and
No, he was about to say we could be a little bit chaotic, but we're good for parties.
I'll turn to Carr and ask, is there a place here where I could acquire magical spell books?
yeah, sure. There's plenty of gray beards that'll probably help you out. There's a library.
Thank you.
All right, so the other kid comes back. He's got a few places that he's found out about that have rooms for rent. He can help you out starting with the cheapest and going up if that's what you want.
Yes, please.
Okay, so he's figuring that you don't want like a house because that's pretty expensive. So,
How expensive?
um,
I ask him.
starts around 3,000 gold a month.
Oh.
Now, if you want that, he can give you some prices there too.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So going with like small apartments, if you want something in the lower ward, he can get you that for 250 gold. It'll be a little bit cramped for this many of you, but you could all fit there. Let's see. If you want a small apartment in the guild hall area, which is more or less where you're at right now, it's definitely safer, but it's also on the edge of the lower ward. That'd be 750 gold a month. And if you want something in the clerk's ward, that's going to be 2,500 a month. And he's not really bothering with the ladies' ward because you ain't going to be able to afford that. And he's just going with small apartments. So, like I said, that's going to be you guys fitting into a really tight space. So, if you want something bigger, let me know.
Honestly, I might as well just stick with a room for now. Especially if we're trying to get home, we don't want to like set up roots, so to speak.
Yeah, well, that's what most primers say when they get here. Of course, most primers also wind up in the river, so.
Hey,
I just agree we better head on somewhere.
What happens to most Celestials?
What do you mean?
Oh, they've got to come through here quite a bit. What
Oh,
happens
yeah,
to them?
everybody short of a god can come here. The gods aren't allowed, but everybody else passes through. They do a lot of business here. You can meet up with just about anybody. It's neutral ground, because if you start any big fights, then the lady will just mage you.
Look like a primer, act like as if you're just wandering through.
Oh, people are going to figure out you all are clueless pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be written all over us, man.
Yeah. I suggest we act like we know what we're doing.
I'm amazed that it was only you guys that found us out in the middle of a freaking alley.
Oh, yeah, you got lucky. There's some people who would have definitely put you into the dead book and then sold your body and all your stuff. We were just going to sell your stuff.
To a necromancer or not, or to feed? Because I'd like to think I was too pretty just to be left to rot and be used as food.
We don't ask what they do with them.
So, is it okay to ask about the maze?
Ask about who?
The maze.
Oh, the maze. Yeah, that's where if the lady don't like you, she sends you to the maze. People don't come back from the maze.
And that is all you know?
That's all we know. That's all we need to know.
Right. Understood.
And if you want to find a graybeard, maybe he'll tell you more of a story than we can, but we don't cross the lady, we don't wind up in the maze. That's what we know.
And the lady is in the... She has her own district.
Yeah, she's pretty much in the ladies' ward. She goes out sometimes, but not often.
Can you describe her to us?
Yeah, she's tall and she wears a mask with a lot of blades on it.
Good to know.
You'll kind of notice her because she's usually got a lot of people around with her when she goes out.
Do you know how often she comes out?
Whenever she feels like it.
Maybe we shouldn't try to fraternize with like, the heads of the city. Just a thought.
Yeah, she doesn't really care too much about clueless primers. Now, if you matter, then maybe she'll talk to you. But don't take this the wrong way. But you lot don't matter yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And
obvious.
let's try to keep it that way.
Just got here, so.
I agree with Viserius.
Because if you mattered, well, we would have already sent somebody to run over to Rule of 3 just to get a little extra jink.
Right. So, we know we can recognize this lady. We know not to make her mad. And we know of something that she can do to us, or she will do to us, which is the maze.
Yeah, if you see people running, join them.
Good to know.
I'm not that fast. God damn it. I look over at Michael. Quick question. Michael.
Si, senor.
How often do you try to leave not as yourself?
Depends on the situation and the seriousness that it needs.
Well, I'll put it simply. This is a situation. This is a very serious situation. And I would recommend that you, or any of us, do not go around pretending to be someone of importance, or even trying to negotiate with someone of importance.
I thought we just established that we weren't going to start messing with the higher ups.
I think it's quite well established that I do not think that highly of myself.
Well, we established a lot of things, such as rules, and look what it got us.
Yes, you know,
People
drug
go
lord,
off on their own.
a drug lord, and several other things. Okay, good. I get the warning.
Yes. And it is not drug. It is potion. Just not legal yet. Yet. Frick.
Gar's advice is don't make yourself look weak, and people won't try to take advantage of you. Outside of that, it's don't pick a fight with anybody who looks bigger than you, but don't let them stab you in the back.
Understood. Frick. Frick. Are you alright?
Excuse me, the way to put this is a weird major way of overwhelming.
I understand. We all very if you and I are rather large to fit into this room,
Yeah.
I suggest that we still bunk with somebody, and this goes out to everyone. Take watch. Take turns. Because as much as I'd like to feel safe behind a locked door can be unlocked. Some way or other.
I look at Rihanna.
Wait,
I think
who
we know
else?
that.
And the door
Who
can
else
also open up to a portal and drop you off into an ocean. It happens.
So don't
How
shut
frequently
doors.
is
And
that
Gar
a
turns to
thing?
Arthur. Look, I told you, he probably just got ganked by some cutter. We don't know that he actually fell in. I'm telling you, I saw a tentacle.
I don't want to know. Frick, do you have any Fricktastic on you?
Who else is the druid in this game? I forgot. I'm sorry.
That'd be
Tarak
terrible.
and Frick.
Okay. Oh, you're both druids. Okay.
But what Gar is trying to explain to you is that anything can be a portal. It's just a fact of life around here. It's not often somebody walks through a doorway and winds up in another place, but it happens. That's called random or shifting portals.
So you're saying the longer we're here, the more we increase our chances of being split up and being sent anywhere.
Well, it hasn't happened to us yet, and we've been here our whole lives, so it's just something that can happen. We don't know when it happens. We don't know why it happens. It just happens.
I'm gonna ask him. How old are you guys?
I'm 15. He's 12, 12, and 13.
Okay.
But the way he describes the portals is, like a box can be a portal. A barrel can become a portal. Sometimes there's no rhyme and reason to it, and at the other times there's plenty of stable portals that just with a key that makes logical sense to some people.
Frick, be very careful of your drink. I do not want you being sucked into a...
I've never heard of anybody who fell into a barrel, but nobody, unless he drinks out of a barrel. I think you're okay.
There was also that guy that fell into the vat of rolls.
What?
Do a barrel roll.
Lose 50 experience.
I would if we actually kept track.
I know. I don't have a way to punish you for that.
Can take away a plot point.
I've got. Oh yeah, actually, ouch, ow, ow, ow.
Killed Frick. You killed him. Does he gain a plot point for that?
No, he lost one, but then he gained one, so it evened out.
That would have put me at negative plot points. Ouch.
So have we decided on where we're going to stay?
I thought I already paid for us to stay here.
Yeah.
Wasn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least for tonight.
We'll stay here for tonight. We'll look at one of the other places for potentially tomorrow if we can't manage to get ourselves out through one of the portals.
But
We're
everything is pretty expensive from what you can tell, because when they say you're getting a small apartment, that means it's slightly better than somebody's broom closet.
Oh Oh, we're in New York.
Yes. Thank you.
I still
10
stick with
times
my
more
statement.
crowded.
It's honestly probably better to just stick with renting a room. For now.
And as far as work goes, they know of a few people who might be able to help you out in some ways, but because between what you've all given them, they're basically going to stick with you. They might just stick around you guys. You guys just throw Jink out left and right.
Which honestly could be putting them in danger too if you think about it.
Yeah.
This seems like the place where... Okay, who's staticky? Somebody have a fan on?
I think that's going to be Katie's microphone. Katie, are you able to...
Right now.
We started again. Again.
I think this is the third one we potentially.
Well, they were already, a group. They're just now... They're willing to just hang around and take all the money you will throw at them.
But now we're kind of responsible for them because we're making them rich, which puts a target on their back. And this definitely
No,
seems
they're
like a
not
place where somebody's...
They've grown up poor. They're not going... They know how to protect what little they have.
There.
I'm just saying, the city seems like a place where somebody will shank a kid. Nobody will care.
Well, they already had that risk.
Okay, fine.
I mean, they live in the bad part of town. So,
Can I not have a conscience?
you can be worried about them, but I mean, it's just that if someone wants to put them in the dead book, they're going to wind up in the dead book. They make a living carrying around lanterns that are just cumbersome enough that people won't steal them.
This is Victorian England. If you're going to die because somebody wants you to, you're going to die because somebody wants you to. Yeah, Michael's just looking around.
Let's go find one of those portal people keeper things.
Okay. They can bring you to a couple of places. They will tell you that, like I said, the Planeswalkers Guild has the better records, but they cost more. If you just want to go to the records hall, they'll charge you 5 gold just to look over the list. But that doesn't mean that they have all the keys right. Oh, and you could always go talk to Biscus. He runs a key shop. He might know of some.
That sounds like an idea.
I mean, there's plenty of people who probably know something. They just don't always recommend you go talk to them because, they say that the guy that runs the bottle and jug, rumor has it he's got access to some portals, but you kind of have to really get on his good side to even have a chance of finding out.
Well, let's
I say we go talk to that Biscus guy.
Let's try the obvious first. The obvious is going to be the guilds and Discus, and then we'll work from there.
Okay, so
if we try out with the obvious first, then we have to try and pinpoint a bit further down. At least that gives us something general to work off of, and then we can try working around and trying to get things sorted.
Okay, so which one do you want, the expensive or the cheap one? Because they're probably going to assume that you got enough money to go straight to the expensive places.
No, let's go up to the cheap. Let's go up to the cheap ones.
Okay. Oh, in that case, they bring you to the records hall. And they just basically say, here's the list of all the known portals and what we think are the keys. And if you want to spend a couple of hours, you can start writing those things down. And I'll I'll just try to. I don't have a list of 20 portals, but I can try to. You can start checking out some of those because you're more interested in the ones that goes back to the prime, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in, is just getting back to our plane of existence.
Okay. So, like I said, you pay your 5 gold, and you find 5 portals that people say go back to the prime, but they don't have keys for them.
Does the guy who knows about keys know anything about the keys for them?
You can go talk to him, but that's going to be another hour, and it's starting to get dark. The kids explain there's only about 4 hours of daylight, so you're about 2 past anti-peak right now.
How
No,
many
you're,
hours
you're
on-
2 past peak.
How many hours of night are there?
Well, there's it still runs off a 24-hour cycle. It's just that about 18 of them tend to be darker. Like, let's put it this way: there's only about 4 hours a day that a vampire can't walk down the street.
Well, let's make note of those 5 portals and then go find the Biscuit or whatever his name was.
Hibiscus. So he is he runs the local key one of the local key shops, and that means that he sells random stuff from your perspective. Because anything can be a key, so sometimes he just sells random things. Doesn't actually know if they will be a key for anywhere yet. He is a Gith, and that's his name. So you're trying to get back to the prime, huh?
Yeah, we are. We're kind of a bit lost.
Well, that's pretty much a third of the people who wind up here. The other third, I'd say, you're born. The other third, they know what they're doing. They come and go. Lots of people like to actually, well, maybe not live here, but they like to do business here. In fact, some of them can only do business here.
Well, would you happen to know anything about the keys to the Primaris gates and where those gates go within the primary?
He takes a look at the list you brought him, and he says, well, if they didn't know what keys work, then keys tend to work based on some kind of logic. Like, if you want to get to I forget what plane, it's the clockwork plane, but it's the plane where the Modrons live. He say, like, that's a gear, and there's a portal to that, on the outside of my building. So you kind of have to try to think, link like with like to get something to work. But if you want, you can buy a little bit of everything in the shop and see what works. But sometimes the key is time.
Or it could be something as abstract as an action or a lesson learned.
Or a song or anything else. Now, I can keep an eye out and see what I can find out, but, and if you want to do a little bit of work for me, I could always use a few keys.
What kind of work?
I heard 2 different people talking.
I said, what kind of work? And Tarek said, group huddle.
He'll tell you that sometimes he wants to get some harder to find keys, and so that means that he can help you get to another plane. You go there, you collect the keys, that the item that he's looking for, and he can give you a little bit of jink, and he can start keeping an eye out for something that leads back to the prime.
That would work quite
And
well.
if you're just looking for work, well, there's always somebody. He says he knows one bloke that's trying to find people to go to the plane of Earth for him, but he won't say why.
Seems like looking for keys would be the easiest one. Maybe not stepping on people's toes that way.
Everything you do here is going to step on somebody's toes. Just make sure that you don't step hard enough to make it worth their time to come after you for it.
Okay, fair enough.
We're gonna have to make friends, and we're gonna have to do a lot of work for a lot of people.
Or dish out a lot of money.
That would work too. You can always try to find somebody who's got an amulet of the plains and is willing to take you back, but anybody who has that, they ain't really the charitable type.
No, kind of figured. Right, you said group huddle? Let's have a group.
I think we end up with best of both worlds if we help this gentleman go see different planes. And we don't step on any toes here.
Damn it, Rita!
I agree with Tarek.
I'm back.
I'm back.
And Roy M. Barr told me that the plane was called Mechanicus, or Mechanus. So
it is Mechanus or something.
Yeah.
But,
So that was driving me nuts. I just didn't have time to look it up.
Look, if us going to other planes and finding this guy helps us find a way to get home, I say we do it.
I think we really need to start acting like a family now as well, because if we don't stick together through this one, I don't think any of us are going to be getting.
I agree. And honestly, we are family at this point. But it's both good and bad. Bad in the sense, well, shit, now we're family.
Oh, guys, this might be a good spot for us to take a quick break. So you guys can sort of go over what you want to do while you're here. And I can run and grab a drink. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys.
Well,
Woo.
Blah.
I've done worse.
I think that says it all about this group. I've done worse and tried to kill somebody for insulting me. You've actually tried to kill multiple people for insulting you. And somehow you're the cleric.
What's your alignment again?
I never said I was good.
I know. I love it so much. Am I the only lawful good person in there? Like, I know...
Well,
I'm lawful good.
you are the only person who tries to obey laws. I don't really worry about you guys.
Right?
I don't really bother with alignment for a reason. It's not a mechanic for me, but yes, you're the only one I've seen that actively tries to obey laws on a regular basis.
No, Frick does too.
Frick gets drunk and passes out. It's kind of hard to break a law when you're unconscious.
Well, exactly my point.
The whole adventure him started breaking one law, then he all right, I won't do that again, and continued on by not doing that again.
You literally met Trevor by...
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you get into random bar fights.
Not worthy of arrest if anything that Frick has done. It's just like, yeah, it's Frick.
Okay, did you guys want to try to take on some work today, or are you still just getting the lay of the land?
I think we should get the lay of the land and then go from there.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any issue with that?
I say lay of the land and then work.
Okay.
Right.
We're going there first.
Okay. Because whenever y'all are ready to call it a night or whatever, you can. But the kids will try to direct you wherever it is you want to go. So, where do you want to go?
Nature. Wild.
There is a small park.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm up.
Okay, let's follow the tiefling.
Okay.
The other tiefling.
Let's go.
All right, so we'll say that it's going to be about 3 after peak when they bring you to the small garden park area. There's a few trees, and it's about as naturey as this place gets. It's in a nicer part of the ward, the city. So, it's mostly people who are wearing nicer clothes. You don't see anybody that looks like a cutthroat. But then again, the best cutthroats don't look like cutthroats. There's some pigeons. They're probably types of birds that definitely resemble closer to monsters, but they're still small enough to be considered birds.
Is Tiberius trying to chase them?
Probably.
Okay.
Even though it's a new place, he's still king of the skies.
Right.
Until he, nips at an imp and the imp throws a small fireball at him for it. I think that brings him back to you.
Yeah. So Tiberius is basically the size of my kitten, right?
Yeah. I think he's about the size of a house cat.
Okay.
All I know is Micro Griffin said tiny. To me, that's, the size of a cat.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, he just hasn't figured out yet that, everything else with wings, he still thinks they answer to him until they bite back. Then he returns to you.
So, what did we learn? I wish I could talk to
A lot more than we do.
He just sort of chirps and goes back into wherever it is he sleeps around your neck.
And what kind of trees are in this particular park?
Give me a nature check.
Please, because Frick is just like, since it's like heavily civilization, he's just saying, are these even actual trees?
I actually also want to do a nature check.
Okay.
In case he knows.
Okay.
Oh, I did better.
Yeah. These are real trees. They look like they're probably some sort of variation on oak trees, and then there's the willow tree. You actually, I'm going to say with your 22, you do see somebody who's carrying a potted tree with them down the street that seems to have snakes growing out of it.
snakes.
Yes, but it's not planted here. He's, it's bound up carefully so that he can, carry it without them biting him.
This place is officially weird.
Inventive.
Yeah, one of the kids say, "Oh yeah, I hear Rule of Three sells those."
And is it in terms of like is it like a very grassy park and it's like well kept, like it has like a gardener, or is it just like they let nature take its course?
It's pretty well kept. It's nicely mowed, and all the shrubs and everything are manicured, groomed. There's a guard. It's obvious that there's some gardeners that work here.
Never thought of place of this caliber would exist in this realm. And it just like Frick just like needs a moment and just sits by next to one of the trees. Because basically he's in heavy civilization. There's no dungeons, there's no caves, there's no nothing. He's like out of pure
there's
element
caves.
right now. To his knowledge,
I don't think we want to go into those caves.
Let me use a plot point. Where's a cave?
The kids will say that there are some cave-like structures in the hive.
Frick, you don't want to go into the hive. The hive is like the punk of the punk district.
It depends on what you're looking for, because there's one graybeard there. He knows a lot of things, and he charges using skulls.
He charges what?
Skulls.
He charges in skulls.
Yes. Not just like a
sounds
random
charming.
skull. It needs to be, it depends on what you need to know. It's like one time he said that it needed to be like the skull of a bard. One time I heard somebody say that they were looking for, just a skull of someone who had been alive for 100 years.
That is very
So-
specific.
Road trip?
Is there anyone who deals in interesting items who would possibly be interested in buying some things?
Yeah, there's always somebody that wants to buy something. How interesting do you mean?
I've got some
Like-
odd little relics that I've picked up over the years.
Okay, I mean, do you want to sell to somebody that doesn't ask questions, or do you want to sell to somebody that wants to know the whole history of the thing?
Whichever one pays more.
Yes.
Probably the one that will ask more questions. No questions asked always comes with a price tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can tell me specifically what it is you're trying to sell, I can, direct you to that person a little bit quicker.
Well, I have a gem that needs to be kept covered because it will turn you to stone if you look at it.
Ah. Yeah, they know some people who might be willing to buy that. Probably, they say in that case, you probably want to try to sell that to someone in the cross trade. They'll probably pay more for it because they can make use of it more.
Okay.
And cross trade is criminals here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Alrighty.
yeah, anything can be bought and sold here. Anything or anybody.
Good to know. It's kind of nice to not have to make myself different than I really am here.
Yeah, you say that as a couple of bone devils literally just walk down the street.
Yeah, I don't look unusual here at all.
Well, you didn't.
You don't have to hide.
Yeah, you didn't look unusual back home. It's just that there were more assholes.
Oh, we got
Yeah.
plenty of them too. They just judge you on everything else.
Hey, kid. Is there any place to get good baked goods here?
Yeah, they know of a few bakeries.
All right. You want to go fetch me some pastries for my friends and I?
He's just waiting for you to hand him some coin.
How much would it run?
Well, let's see. 3 silver, get you all a quick snack. Say 10 if you want something from the better bakery.
Okay. I'll just give him a gold piece and say, get what you can with this, and also for you and your friends.
Okay. So he'll be back in about 30 minutes to an hour with, like a couple dozen donuts.
I want a donut.
Well, that's why I bought them.
No, that was Danny.
Oh, yeah. Well, me too. That's Carrie. Donuts sound amazing right
That's
now.
why I don't like it when you guys buy snacks. It makes everybody hungry.
And, well, yeah, I'm starving.
I do have a Kit Kat.
Give me
You
a
have a real
break.
cat, too.
Okay. So do you guys have a game plan for what you're going to do here?
Well, Michael sort of looks around and goes, "Oh, I think that we need work above all else, because we're not going to be able to find the keys to the prime materium right at this moment, and who knows when a random portal's going to open up and get us back."
So our options from before was doing the key search for whoever we were talking to before.
Dabiscus has a few locations that he can send you to collect some rarer keys for him.
Okay. Which could be fun and probably dangerous, but that's a given considering where we are right now. Or we go to the plane of Earth for somebody
Mm-hmm.
who won't give a reason.
He's just not saying, like publicly, when you talk to him, he'll probably explain it, but he needs to make sure that he's not giving away his secret treasure trove.
Which is fair. Both are probably equally life-threatening.
And
Let's-
then they, like I said, they know a few others that can, because again there's the people who have information, but then they tend to sell it or trade it for something. Rule of 3 is probably the best example of that because he's one of the more well-known information brokers. Shemeska runs the criminal organization, so probably not the safest person to work for, but she definitely has a lot of pull. And you gotta have to make yourself important enough for her to talk to you.
I say we get one rare key for Tiberius just to see what the types of jobs that he'll be giving us will be. We then do the Earth plane job just on the off chance that we might find a key as well while we're doing the Earth plane job. And then-
you can't take them both at once. They're literally going to opposite planes.
I mean, yes, they are going to opposite planes, but we can take one job. If the other job is still available to us when we get back, we then take that other job.
You're pretty sure Dabiscus, because he runs a key shop, he's probably always on the lookout for items that can be, rarer keys.
Okay.
Because some places are really hard to get to, and some are very easy to get to. Like, again, Mechanicus, you just need a gear and to know where to put it. So, which one do you want to check in on first?
I say we check in on the Earth realm one first. Just
Okay.
because that one. What does everybody else say?
Okay, I'm taking silence as assent. So, you're able to track him down, and just because I'm keeping track of time, we're gonna say it's about 7 o'clock at night now. So you're gonna go to a bar to meet with him, and he introduces himself as Gar, Gar, and he's like, "Oh, I happen to know of a certain location, and I got a key that'll get us there. I just need some people who can, keep me safe and maybe help me collect something, and there'll be, there'll be enough to go around for everybody. I just need to make sure that, I'm not looking to wind up in the dead book and you to take my key and run off and take the treasure without me. So I'll be keeping the key with me if you don't mind.
Well, what can we expect to run into on this? Because from what I understand, this job's been open for quite a while.
Not too long. He's been asking around for a little over a week. It's just I just need some people who can handle themselves. They're, we'll be going to the plane of Earth. Sometimes there are some Earth elementals there, and I just happen to know of a location where we can all make some extra money if you don't mind lava trolls.
What?
He takes another
Lava
sip.
trolls.
Lava trolls.
Lava.
Try and convince him to allow
lava trolls?
handle the key instead of him holding on to it. Can I try and persuade him?
You can make a persuasion roll. It's not going to be an easy one, but you can make the roll. He says, no, you see, as long as I have the key, then I can make sure that you don't run off and take the treasure without me.
What's going to be our insurance that you don't, ditch us in the middle of the earth field once you get there?
You're the ones with swords. Like, he's not an adventurer. He's just a guy who happens to know something.
Okay, let's rewind a bit. Lava troll.
Yes, lava trolls. They're trolls who live in a volcano.
I told you lava beats all. You didn't.
How? Apparently it doesn't.
I like the tie back
troll.
there. I had this one pre-planned.
Apparently it doesn't beat troll. It just melds with troll.
Well, if a troll spends enough time around anything, it can,
But I thought trolls were adverse to fire. Lava is fire.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, lava isn't fire. It's melted with superheated rock.
The wizard brimstone, and
I'm just saying that there will be
degrees.
enough gold for us all. All you gotta do is get me there. We collect as much gold as we can carry, and we get back. And as long as you keep me safe, I can open the door.
Alright, so what's the cut then? 50-50? 50 for you, 50 for us?
Yeah.
That seem fair to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So
Okay.
we can pick up tomorrow morning?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
It'll tell you where you can meet him in the city. We'll call it about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to spend your evening doing?
Want to go to the nearest bar or tavern?
Oh, you're in one right now.
Oh, we are? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you met him in one.
Obviously, I rolled a low perception. I just want to go up to the bar and get a drink, not non-alcoholic,
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Do it.
So for like a silver, you can get whatever you want to drink. 2 silver if you want it in a clean mug.
I'm gonna pay the 2 silver.
All right.
A glass of milk, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's not a problem. They will ask what animal you want the milk to come from, but it's not a problem.
Cow?
Yes, they can handle that. They cater to people from all over the place. I mean, again, there's a couple of those hippo guys sitting next to you.
So, how much out of character? You know what? Never mind.
I'm going to do the hippo guy. Trying to get my monocle in place. Yes, And so I told them to put me into the cannon and to shoot me at them. And that's how I got this medal. That's the hippo guys, the GIF.
You did not. You did not. Really?
What?
What?
Buy a monocle so that I could do stuff like this?
No, look at the chat.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why I'm ignoring a lot of y'all's chat. You guys are demented.
I leave for a second.
Sweetie, you love us.
Okay, so
Frick's given up.
yeah, you made Frick give up. I want to say that's an accomplishment. This is the guy who said he was walking up and down waterfalls with his new abilities.
Obviously, that wasn't something I said in character.
I know. But still.
Okay. So several of you
There
picked
are
up those
people that would pay for
flyers.
that.
If you guys want to go to that meeting you all took flyers for, or you can go get some sleep for the night.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm intrigued. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag along because they're gonna get in trouble.
So it sounds like the whole group is going to this meeting.
I think I might go back to a tavern. Just
Okay. Well, this is taking place in a tavern, but you'll be alone, and the rest of the group will be off talking to demons. No, but they're talking to the devils right now.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'll stay with Kiara.
Okay.
I'll leave Tiberius with them.
Just for clarification, did either of you guys accept one of the pamphlets?
No, we did not.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to be sure. Okay, so when you guys get to the Drowned Kelpie, they will basically give you a 4-hour presentation on the Blood War and why and the advantages for you joining up with them. There will be watered down ale, and the first hour is just the history of the Blood War. So this will be long and boring, and you are expected to stay the full 4 hours.
What time of evening is this?
It's about 8 o'clock, so this will end about midnight.
Okay.
I like Viserius taking notes.
This is literally like sitting through training.
Yes, it only much worse because you're listening to it come from a devil's mouth. They did at least pick, like Anieris, who's got better vocal cords than some of them. So she is telling you about, the history of the Blood War and the devils being the bulwark that is protecting the rest of the multiverse from the demon fiends. And that's where you come in. Why, if you will dedicate yourselves to 100 years of service, you can join in protecting the multiverse from this scourge. And it'll keep on and on like that. And
Michael does actually raise his hand and go,
yes.
Don't some of us mortals actually get influenced by the nature of the dimension that we'd be working in? So is there anything to pretty much state that we ourselves would stay as we are and not be influenced if we chose to serve?
Well, in the event that you sign this contract, you will not become a permanent part of the Hells. You would only be a freelancer during that time. Now, as for the state of your soul during that time, you have free will, and if you join us afterwards in a more permanent fashion, well, that's sort of up to you. Now, we are, of course, willing to have offer a variety of sign-on bonuses if you decide to stay with us after that time.
This is the nicest.
The devils are actually all very polite. They have no need to corrupt you. They feel like you'll do that on your own.
Yeah,
they just make the offers.
And devils are very different from demons. Devils will just allow you to corrupt yourself further. They provide the means for you to be able to do
100
that.
years,
Demons,
after which you will be given a total of 100,000 gold. And like I said, if you enjoyed yourself and that you something you want to do, say for the rest of eternity, well, we can make that happen too.
doesn't just coming back to my question, doesn't the very nature of the dimension of the plane itself affect the nature of the being working for you?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you consider yourself to be a strong-willed individual, or are you heavily influenced by the people around you?
Bit of both.
Well, then I think you would really enjoy your time there. You get to slay demons by the score. And like I said, we're not asking for you to sign over your soul. That's still yours. And we do have different ways in which, mortals can aid in the blood war. Fighting on the front lines is just one of the methods. We actually like to take a stock of you and see where you will fit in best. Some people are good at being informants and spies or assassins. Like I said, a lot of people are good at fighting the hordes right on the front lines. There's a place for everybody in the Nine Hells. And we want to make sure that we put you in where you will be most effective.
Out of character, is this entire conference pretty much like as if it's a timeshare sales pitch?
Yes. And I would like to say good on you all for actually going through, because there was a clause in that pamphlet you picked up that I don't think any of you saw.
Oh my god.
But you all showed up, so you avoided that trap. The clause was that attendance is mandatory if you accept the paper, enforceable by bounty hunter.
It doesn't say that on the thingy.
Yes, it does.
Where?
The top and the bottom in very, very small print.
See that in this tiny fucking picture?
That's not their problem.
Can't even read that when it's enlarged.
It's not their fault that you need a magnifying glass to read the fine print.
It's like one of those things when you go to court.
You literally accepted something from a devil and you didn't think there was a loophole in it?
Oh my god, it is! It's really tiny writing.
Where is this?
Just because you can't see it or plainly see it, if it's visually there, it can be enforced.
Yes. And had you not shown up, they would have been sending devils to collect
Accepting
you.
this document is a contractual obligation to attend, enforceable by devil bounty hunters until attendance is met. Accepting this document is a contractual obligation. Okay.
See, they put it on there like 4 times.
God damn it,
That's hilarious.
Andy! I swear to God.
Brilliant, though.
I
That
took
is
that
brilliant.
one from Matt Colville, I'll admit, but I still love it. And you guys didn't even fall into the trap. I'm highly disappointed, because I was just going to send devil after you guys. They were going to start it weak, and they were going to build up every time you defeated them.
And then we
Great. We have a
fingers on one another. It's like, all right, which one of you snuck out? I didn't do anything. Well, I didn't do anything, because we're so used to someone being gone, then it would just
Exactly.
fall apart.
Some of you just vanish, and don't return for 6 months. That's normal.
Hey.
Okay, so 4 hours later, they'll answer all your questions, but they drone on, for until midnight or until anti-peak, and you have a good 90-minute walk back to your inn, and you'll be able to get just barely enough sleep to go on your job in the morning. So it's a good thing none of you spent spells, because I was going to say feels like there should be you're going to get enough sleep not to have exhaustion. But after that, you can meet up with Gar, and he will lead you to the elemental plane of Earth. And he's being a little bit careful not to. You know where in the city the portal is, but he's being as careful as he can not to reveal the fact that the key is a geode that he says a couple of words into, and he rolled a 1 on his stealth check. So you may not understand the words, but it's a given. You all heard him as he says a couple of it sounds more like primordial or Terran, whatever elementals speak. It sounds
Terran
like
would be Earth elementals.
he says a couple of words there that you can all easily repeat because he did so bad, and the portal opens up and you all step through into the plane of Earth.
Cool.
So, and once the portal is closed up and he's put the geode back away, and he thinks that he's done this very cleverly and that you can't just kill him and take it all.
Did I see where he put it?
Yeah, he just put it in his bag.
Hmm.
He's not an adventurer. He doesn't have all this nifty hideaway stuff. I don't really know exactly what wording what language he used. I'm guessing more of a Terran language, but you could repeat the words, and within the next 5 minutes, Rihanna owns that geode now. Let me at least give him a
people
chance.
just once.
Okay, no. The geode will belong to Rihanna about 5 minutes after he explains why you're all here. So, what I found is that just a couple hours away, there is a volcano that actually has molten gold that's comes spewing out of it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk around and we're going to collect some of the gold that other things haven't gotten to first. And we can basically, as much gold as we can carry away.
Sounds good.
Now,
As long as we don't get smushed by a rock element.
Well, that's why I brought you guys along. You seem like you could handle rock elementals.
Quick question.
Yes.
Like out of character.
Okay.
And thinking, magical items can't be destroyed, as far as I'm aware, in their mechanic. Correct?
Can't be what?
Can't be destroyed.
They can, but it's just like you're not going to break a magic sword with a mundane hammer.
So, I can't believe I'm thinking of this. If we basically opened up the bag of holding underneath one of these like little waterfalls.
Okay.
I think that actually would destroy it.
Yes, that would be a lot of heat. That probably would be sufficient to set your bag on fire. And not to mention, the bags do have their own physical limits.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, like, gold melts at, 1,000 degrees or something?
Probably. I'm going to say that liquid gold coming out of a volcano... All right, see you later.
Okay.
That probably would be sufficient to, risk your bag's health. Not to mention, let's say the bag is fine, but you're still holding it underneath falling molten gold. You are far less durable than that bag. You would literally be gold plated.
You'd be the dude from Game of Thrones.
The golden crown.
You would be your own. You would be your own statue.
Just to give you some scientific backing on this, the melting point of gold is about 1,943 degrees Fahrenheit, or around about 1,064 degrees C.
So you would probably be on fire before it touched you. He just wants to go and collect what has already come out of an eruption.
The stuff that's already a rock, basically.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Because I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking.
He does not you do not see anything on him that makes you think he could go inside the volcano itself. He wants what comes out of the eruption that other things haven't gotten to first.
Right.
All the rock and stuff that's already become solid again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and he just says, "Okay, this way, please." And he does sort of, ask that you guys keep an eye out for things, because that's exactly why he brought you guys along, was to protect him. But he thinks that you got a good chance of being able to carry away, a good 100 pounds worth of gold. Okay, so Trilak, actually, who's marching order? Who is going to take the lead?
Trevor and Michael at the lead.
Sure.
Frick already raised his hand too, so.
Oh, okay.
And with his speed, I'm pretty sure Frick's always in the lead.
Yeah, Frick just takes a step and suddenly he's 500 yards in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can reach you from 10 feet away.
Yeah.
I can do a literal, hey, from 10 feet.
As we start to walk off, I will walk up next to Trevor and quietly tell him the same thing I told Viserius. Look, I just want to make sure we don't get stuck here, so I have our way home.
Okay.
That's some really loose morals about that. I did it to get us back home. Wink, wink.
I did.
Yep. You just don't have to bring Gar with you now.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to leave him there.
Well,
I just don't want him to double cross us.
okay. So you don't see anything in the first couple of hours, and after a while, you do kind of, even on the plane of Earth, there's obviously plants and trees and things. It's just more rock than anything. So you come out, and eventually you do see the volcano in question, because it does have a golden glow about it, because obviously it's encased in gold after all this time. And he's like, I don't really know how everything happens, because this place is freaking weird, but that whole thing is just filled with molten gold, and the trolls, well, they like it, so they live there, and now they're lava trolls. I don't know how any of this works.
So are they like golden lava trolls?
I haven't gotten close enough to find out, but yeah, they don't. They live in a volcano, so I thought lava troll was a good name for them.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, anyway, he does have a map that he's using to find everything. It's like, okay, so we just need to start walking around and looking for the gold, and that's basically his idea of what to do. Is he starts walking around looking for where gold has landed on the ground. So he's going to start searching. If anybody wants to join in.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help.
Roll some perception. Viserius just steps into the shadows and nobody sees him. Okay. Tarek, you're actually the first one to find a gold deposit. And so Gar will come over with a shovel and starts to dig it out. And you find a nugget that weighs about 6 pounds, and it's pure gold. So I'll keep track of that, and I'll figure out how much everything breaks down to a little later. And I'm also going to say, with some of your high perception rolls, you do see that there are things moving around you. They don't necessarily seem to be hostile just yet, but just know that there are things that have taken notice of you. So you got 6 pounds worth of gold in your first hour. And like I said, things are taking notice. And let's see if the... Ooh, yeah. You also start to feel the tremor. And Gar says, okay, has anybody ever been here before?
Oh, don't. Okay, no. That tremors are always bad whenever Earth is concerned. You know what an earthquake is.
Well, yes, I know what an earthquake is. I just thought it would be a good idea to see if anybody knew how bad earthquakes were here.
I would think that because it is Earth, it could potentially be something that could create mountainsides just off of a whim.
Yeah, that's sort of what I thought. Maybe we should move to a... he's like, I would say a secure location, but I don't really know where it's safe from an earthquake when you're on a plane of Earth. So,
Tower? That thingy we have? Because doesn't that stay?
Yes, it does. So, y'all set up your tower?
Yeah.
Okay. So, he's like, oh, wow, I definitely hired the right group. So, you all go in, and within the next 10 minutes or so, the volcano actually erupts. Rolled a 95 on the D100 for this to happen.
You're shitting me!
So, the volcano erupts. Molten gold is now showering the area around you. And if you're looking out the window slits, you see every now and then something... Well, it's sort of hard for me to actually describe it. Let me find a picture right quick. Because some things are actually going to be running out and snagging up the gold as it cools down enough. Come on. No. Do the spelling right. I apparently have a slow connection today because it won't even let me type. All I want to do is show you a picture of these weird guys. Work, D&D Beyond work. Okay. So they have 4 legs, a pair of arms that sort of sticks out. Let me put this in the chat for you. These guys come sort of skittering out every now and then, and when the gold is cooled down enough, they'll eat it, and then they scurry away again. And the eruption is probably going to go on, let's say it'll last about 10 minutes, but there's now a lot more molten gold rapidly cooling around you. And Gar is just like, oh boy, let's get out there and grab it. Let's get out there and grab it.
Give it a bit more time. Give it just a bit more time to cool down and coalesce, and then we'll go out there, we'll grab as much as we can, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Because those look like they could eat a cart without even burping.
They're fine. They're not too aggressive.
Can I do a history check to see if I know what these things are?
Sure.
Nope. Oh wait, hold on. I can't cast that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that no, not with the 13. But he's like, I've seen them a time or two. They're usually not too bad. And like I said, you probably see about 3 to 5 of them. It's kind of hard to tell them apart because you've only seen them for the first time. But they just sort of run out. They eat a bit of gold, and then they run away again.
They're weirdly kind of cute.
Can we all just give Trevor a very disturbed look?
Yes, we can. I vote that we do this.
Okay, you all turn and glare at Trevor for his statement.
Well, they're not the ugliest things I've ever seen.
Thank you.
They're not. But at the same time, I kind of have a tendency of not wanting to make a pet out of something that looks like it could eat me and not really think twice.
I didn't say I wanted to make it a pet.
Well, while you guys are, watching them kind of scurry in and out, you finally they start to they kind of like pause, and then suddenly all the three of them are out, just take off running in the other direction.
Something tells me that's not a good thing.
Probably
Something tells me
not,
that's
because these trolls that seem to be have like large chunks of them actually do appear to be gold in skin, come out and they start collecting the lava, the golden chunks for themselves. It looks like there's about 4 of them out, and they're just trying to collect as much of the gold as they can for themselves. And Gar's like, "We waited too long. Now they're going to get it all."
I think we shouldn't really go out there and mess with them.
How far away are they from us?
I'd say about 20 feet.
And are they paying us any mind?
They've looked in your direction. They know that this tower is different, but if you're not threatening them, they're just going to take all their gold and go back.
Okay.
And Garsh is saying, "This is why I brought you, to help me fight off things like this."
Think about this though. When we're sitting here and we're going, that is something that can kill
There's
us.
at least 100 pounds of gold out there right now.
If we can get out, get as much as we can, and get away, that's cool. But we need to do it in such a way that they're not going to want to eat us, because those are trolls made out of gold.
What size are these trolls?
Well, they're giant sized because they're trolls.
I think we should just hurry, grab what we can, and go right now. Try to avoid them as best we can.
For once, I'm actually agreeing with Trilak.
Yeah, let's go out there, grab what we can, and see what the trolls do.
You up for that, Raina?
Well, I'm stealth,
Of course.
so I'm going to go out there and start grabbing gold.
Okay. Well, the problem is that you were stealth, when everybody was digging up the first pit. When you open up the door, you're pretty much just standing in a doorway of a giant tower. That means you're pretty easy to see. And they do take notice of you at that point. So anybody who wants to get involved, roll initiative.
Can I get an Arcana check first, just to see if something that I have in mind would actually work?
Okay, I'll let you do that.
With knowing that they're made out of gold, would I know that my thunder attacks would have their bonus damage?
No, because
metal.
they're not solid gold. It's more like gold is just, like parts of their skin are a little bit are infused with gold. So it's not something that's just, they're not constructs.
I'm still going to try and help as much as I can.
All right, let me try to get everybody's initiative written in here. All right. Frick is 12. And Viserys, did you roll twice? Oh no, sorry, one of those was your history roll. I misread. Okay, and Tarek. All right. So, do you? I know Viserys said he was the first one out. So, and where was your Arcana check? Okay, yeah. Because I had Michael in a different spot than he needs to be. Okay, I got everybody in order. So, I don't really have a good icon for trolls. Let me. But Michael, no, sorry, Trevor will be first. Oh, look, they do have lava trolls. Yay me! So they're just sort of out here, and when they see Mysterious walk out, they do their scream. Trevor, you're able to get out and in front first.
So they're attacking, basically?
I mean, they do seem to be large and aggressive and not very bright.
Okay.
I mean, you've met trolls before. You have no reason to think these guys are any different.
Okay, well, are we fighting? I ask over my shoulder.
Unfortunately, we have to.
Okay, cool. I'm moving more than 10 feet, so I'm going to use my action to dash over to this guy.
Okay.
I'm going to use my charger feet, get some extra damage if I hit him.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Yes, that does hit.
Okay. So, I didn't say I have it lit up, so
no,
just
you
15.
did not. So, okay.
So, 15 plus 5 for the bonus damage there, so 20 total.
Okay. All right, and you take 9 points of fire damage.
Ow.
As when you cut him, his blood splatters out and it's hot.
That's fine.
Okay, and well, it's his turn now. So he makes multiple attacks. Let's see if any of them hit you. No, because he rolled 2 1s and a 3. I know a 10 doesn't hit you, so
Nope.
he just starts swinging and misses with everything. So, 1 sec. Okay, no, that'll be something he does later. Okay, next up is Trilak.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna. Can we get like a visual of where the tower is?
It would be right behind you. Let me find the tower in our handouts here. There it is. So we'll say the tower is there.
Okay, so I'm gonna run out of the tower, and I'm going to use Arcing Bolt, which is the cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
First one, the one in front of Trevor.
That misses.
Alrighty. I'm going to do the one to his right.
You can use them all on the same person too.
I know.
Okay, just
One
making
to
sure.
his right.
All right, that'll hit.
Alrighty, and the one to his left. And when I deal lightning damage to an enemy, I can push them 10 feet back. So the one on his right and his left get pushed 10 feet back.
Okay, I'll say that works even on a cantrip, but do you want to roll damage for those 2 attacks?
Yes. So first one is 8 lightning damage.
Okay.
Is 9
Okay.
damage. Just to clarify, where's the cleric? There it is. Where is it? Nope, that's the wrong page. Thunderbolt Strike. When you deal lightning damage to a lot, push it up to 10 feet away from you.
Okay. Okay, so that's your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
Sorry, Rihanna, did you roll initiative? Yes, you did. Let me put you in there. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I was a little distracted, so I didn't know what we knew about these creatures we're fighting.
Their blood is hot.
Yes. They are trolls that have lived in lava long enough to become infused by it.
Okay.
And it is actually your turn.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Get my sheet here. Hold on. Apologize. Okay. Let's see. I think. Okay. I think what I will do is I will start with. Oh crap. My apologies.
We can come back to you in just a minute if you want.
No, that's fine. I will cast Witch Bolt
Okay.
on close.
The one next to Trevor.
Yes.
Okay. Roll it.
I'm gonna do it. Ba-da-bum.
That misses.
Oh,
Okay.
that sucks.
All right. If you don't have anything else, it is Frick's turn.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Professor Frick.
Yeah, thank you. So let's see. Trying to angle this right.
I just love that he's been saying since it started, lava beats all, and then lava trolls. Sometimes the symmetry is great.
Yes.
Best jokes are the ones that are not intended.
So my goal is to try to use a thorn whip, but my main worry is if I try to rip this one, would lava spew out and hurt Trevor?
That's fine.
You can always try it and see what happens.
Ah, that's all I need to hear. All right. Move over to here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to thorn whip this guy.
Okay. Okay, that did not hit. And was that your turn this round?
And then I'm gonna use a key point to patient defense, so I'm basically taking the dodge action.
Okay.
And end of turn.
Okay. That was his. Michael, your turn.
Michael is going to cast Shatter as soon as I pull up his sheet again, because I've had to exit out because it crashed.
Oh, please take your time. We're only running a streaming game with an actual
Yeah,
audience.
I'm casting it right now.
Okay.
Har.
Okay.
And
so, where are you casting it?
As much as I can to hit as many of those things as I can.
What's the radius? We have spell handouts for this.
20 foot.
20-foot circle. Okay. So adjust that where you need to. It's the 20-foot one. And,
right there, so that it gets those two.
Okay. They need to make Constitution saves. One will make it, the other will not.
So one will take half of 34, so that's 17, and then the other one will take the full 34.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
And this one was, you said 34. Okay. Trevor, you take 4 points of fire damage.
No.
How?
Because he's standing right next to one that just took damage.
Oh, okay.
So when you draw their blood is burning hot. And let's see. Now it's the other two guys' turn. And they can make it to pretty much anybody they want. One is going straight after Frick. Because take down the big guy first. That's troll logic. Oh. Frick, what's your AC, please?
Frick's AC is 17.
Okay. Yeah, everybody got above a 17, so you're going to take 3 hits.
Oh boy.
All right. The first one is a bite attack, so you take 7 points of piercing damage, 5 points of fire damage, and then you take 2 claw attacks, so that's going to be a grand total of 22 slashing and 8 fire.
Okay.
All right. Now the other guy is going to run up to... No, not that. Going to run up, and he is going to use... he takes a deep breath, and I want Rihanna and Michael to please make dexterity saves.
Good job, baby.
Okay, that was good enough. What about you? Michael did not fare so well. So
I'm going to be using my Shield Master trait.
how does that help you?
If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, interposing your shield between yourself. It also allows me to use my shield's AC bonus to my dexterity saving throw. So that is a +3, so that's a 16.
Okay, in that case, you would both take half damage.
And now I take none.
Okay. So you would both... Well... Okay, because it bumps your save up to a 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, somebody remind Rihanna when she gets back that she takes 9 fire damage. And neither of you are blinded, so that's good. And Viserius, is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to step back a little bit. And then I'm going to let me put the radius sphere out there. But
I think that was
I'm
a little
going
large.
to use... No, that's the radius
Okay.
for the spell I'm going to cast.
Okay.
But I'm going to use sculpt spells to protect my friends.
Now, doesn't Sculpt spell work on your intelligence modifier?
It's just it's a trait for a
Yeah,
wizard.
I know, but isn't there a
It doesn't
limit to
work
how
on
many
any-
people?
Well, it'll cover them. Here, I'll put it up for you. Hold on.
I'm looking it up now. All right. Okay, 1 plus the spell's level.
So this is a 6th level spell, so
Okay.
it'll protect up to 7 people.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought there was some limit to it, just needed to know what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast this.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, nice. And they need to make a Constitution save.
Yes. DC 16.
Okay. Let's see. 1 will make it, the other 2 will fail.
Okay. So one takes the full 34 and the other... Or the 17 and the other 2 take 34.
Okay. Alright, let me get him down right quick. And 34 and 34. Okay. Alright, then it is Tarek's turn.
And for my bonus action,
Oh, yes.
I'm going to send...
Rena, you took
Wes-
9 points of fire damage earlier.
I'm going to send Wesley to help Trevor and give him advantage on his first attack.
Okay.
And he's going to do that every round because I have to leave now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So probably after this, the Ceres will run back into the tower.
Okay. We'll have that happen.
Sorry, guys. I have to go, though.
You did good.
Thanks for the help.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
he got a couple of blasts off.
I have a quick question, Andy.
Yeah.
If it's fire damage and I have resistance, do I take half again?
Yeah, so you would take 4 points of fire damage.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Tarek, it is your turn.
Okay, the 2 on the left, I'm going to cast Person on at 2nd level, which gives me both targets And I need wisdom saving throws from both of them.
Okay, hold person.
Yep.
Okay, they are not people, so it has no effect on them.
Oh. Okay.
So sorry. Trevor, it is your turn.
I would like to attempt to hit this guy.
Okay, you may attempt to hit this guy.
Using my bonus action to light up my sword.
Okay, and you have advantage because Wisarius is helping you. You didn't need it. Roll damage.
Okay, but I have 2, so I'm going to roll the other one again.
Okay,
Nice.
both of those will hit.
Okay.
All right, so what's the...
First one.
if you
First
can't-
one is... I can't math. 11 and 6, 19?
Yeah,
Okay, so
11 and 6 is 17.
Okay, 17
it's 17.
plus 13.
Uh-huh. That's 30.
And then 12 plus 8, so 20, so 50 points.
Okay, so a grand total of 50 points of damage to him.
Nice.
Okay, and you take 7 and 8, 15 points of fire damage for those 2 hits. And then it is the troll's turn. And he's pretty angry that he just, got frozen like that. So he's going to hit you, and he's hitting you with a 27 and a 28.
I think those hit.
Yeah. All right. So
I might have to check.
you take. Let's do the. I'm just going with average here. 7 points of piercing, 5 points of fire, and then 11 slashing and 4 fire.
Okay.
All right, and then it is Trilac's turn.
Jesus, I'm already in the double digits.
Alrighty.
Oh, gee, you're only in the double digits.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when you reach single digits, that's when the cure ones will pop up. So I'm going to do a few things. This is going to be fun. Stop me if I'm wrong. So, first of all, I'm going to use my act to cast Ice Storm, which is a 4th level spell. It's a 20-foot radius cylinder. 40
Okay.
foot high. I can get it just so it's...
This
them
right
two.
here is 20 feet, so you can grab. You just barely get these 2.
Alright, so I grab those 2.
Okay.
And they need to make dexterity saving throws or take. Just use it. Where is it? Where are you?
What do they need to make on this save?
Ace. Can't find the spell. There it is. 17. Or they take 10 bludgeoning and 8 cold.
Okay, one of them dies. The other one will take the damage. So this, let me move that out of the way. This guy, except it's not letting me do anything. He's dead. Now I can get the blasted little thing on him. Okay, he's dead. And
Okay.
it is Frick's turn. Frick, you have one in front of you. What else you
I'm
got?
not done yet. Bonus action, I'm going to do a healing word at Frick.
Okay.
Healing word, where is it? There you go. So Frick gets 8
Okay.
health points back. And I'm going to... Sorry, I know other people want to play. I just want to get this done.
Well, that was your action and your bonus action, so you don't have anything left.
Action Surge. Level 2 fighter.
Okay.
Action Surge. Going to Arcing Bolt. I'm going to do 2 for the one on the right of me and left.
Okay, roll those.
So
All right, one will hit.
one
One
will
will
miss. So he takes 1 lightning damage.
Okay, and that was
And
that was this guy over here.
Yeah, that was the one to my right. The
Okay,
one with
making
Rhiannon.
sure.
And the one on the left. Okay, he takes
2.
God damn.
And Frick will take. Damn it, Frick! You take 8 points of fire damage.
And who else looks injured?
You don't get a second bonus action. You only get an action.
Ah, okay.
So now it is Frick's turn. Frick, you have one who's in front of you who's looking very hurt.
And I'm hurt too, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
Go offensive or go defensive?
And if I hit, they move 10 feet back.
Oh, okay.
If you come closer to me, Frick, I can kill when he hits you. Cough, cough.
All right. Well, you do have a little bit of distance between you now, Frick.
Alright, so we do have a bit of distance. Okay. So I'll use this opportunity to still be back for her towards the party, but I'm gonna try another attempt to a thorn whip to this guy.
Okay. Roll it. Yeah, you hit him.
Nice.
Roll damage, please. And how far do you pull him, or do you try to pull him?
If he's either a size smaller or a size larger than me, 10 feet towards me.
Okay, he's a large, so yes, you can pull him 10 feet towards you. Okay.
So that does 15 points of damage.
Okay, that's enough to kill him. But with the blood splatter, you take 6 points of fire damage.
I just did a scorpion, get over here move on him.
And he got a little bit of payback.
Yes.
Okay. Michael, it is now your turn. No, sorry, Rihanna. It's Rihanna's turn.
Okay. Well, since he got pushed away, I'm just going to do an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. All right, that missed.
You get 3 of those.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Wait. I don't think so.
She's only a second level warlock.
Yeah.
But I think cantrips work on your level.
Overall level.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing for Trilak, so let's go ahead and do the same thing for you. You can go
cool.
ahead and roll 3 attacks.
Cool.
Because I didn't. Okay, that missed.
Man, I'm just useless
Okay,
right now.
so apparently it doesn't matter how many you get. Now it is Michael's turn.
The dice are not.
Michael?
Michael is going to come right up to here, and he's going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. What does he need to make?
I do believe it is a Constitution check. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's going to be a level 5 as well.
Okay, go ahead and roll the damage.
DC 16 Constitution save.
All right. And what's the total damage?
Total damage is 31.
Okay. He is still up and looking very pissed off. And it's his turn. And
Did he get pushed?
Oh, does he get pushed?
Yes, if he fails the Constitution save, then he gets pushed 10 feet away.
Okay. And because he was 10 feet, he was already more than 5 feet away from you, so you missed the blood splatter. But he does just charge straight back at you, and he's just going to wail on you. And he's mostly going to hit you, unfortunately. He missed with the bite, but he's going to get you with a 22 and a 24. I'm pretty sure those both hit you.
Yeah, those do.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep going with the average. You take a total of 22 slashing and 8 fire.
Wow.
And let me just see if... Okay. Viserius isn't with us right now, so Tarak, it is your turn.
Okay, let's see. Oh, perfect. I'm going to move right here, and I'm going to cast Poison Spray.
Okay. And that's a Constitution roll for him.
Yep.
All right. How much is the total damage?
25.
Okay, he does not seem to mind that very much. Okay. Is that your turn?
That's it.
Okay. Trevor, we're back up to you.
Doink. Gonna try to hit him a couple times.
Okay.
17 and a 26.
Both of those will hit, so roll damage for both.
My one is a crit. I rolled a 19. That's second one down there.
Okay.
Wait, is it?
Yeah,
You're supposed to have had it where it would show if it was.
I thought I did, but apparently not.
Okay. So go ahead and factor up what that would be with your crit damage then.
23 and 14, so a total of 30,
30 what?
37.
Flynn, can you please get off
Okay.
my face? Thank you.
All right, he is still up, and Michael and Trevor, you each take 9 points of fire damage.
And then I would like to action surge, please.
Okay.
After I do this math real fast. 79.
Okay.
Not too far away.
Oh, who took damage?
Michael and Trevor.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead and roll damage on those. Okay.
So 9, 10.
That was enough to do it.
Okay.
You're going to each take, the two of you within 5 feet of him, you're going to take another 9 points of fire damage. And because he recharged, I'm going to let him use his heated breath on you. You two need to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Wait, I thought he died.
Well, I'm letting him do this as his death move.
Oh, okay.
So that's 20 for me.
Okay. All right. Trevor, you take the full 18 points of fire damage, and you're blind for 1 minute. And Michael, you said you don't take any because of your feet?
Yep, because I'm using my reaction to pretty
Okay.
much take that half and make it 0.
Yeah, okay. In that case, Trevor goes blind for 1 minute.
Can I do that?
Do what? Can you summarize that for me right quick?
I can re-roll the saving throw. I just have to take the new roll.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm probably gonna fail again.
Okay,
Hey!
no. You only take half damage, so 9 fire damage. And that is the last one. Okay. They are all dead, and Gar is out already, he's like, trying to put hot gold into his bag.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot Wesley was helping me, so that first one would have been a crit anyway.
Okay,
So
well,
so he's dead.
I think that the problem has been solved. Okay, so do you guys just want to take what you can get and go, or do you want to stick around for about an hour and try to collect more?
More.
Why more?
Because if we get, I'll do this in character. For those of us who do not wish to be as close to them when we fight them, I would suggest going up into the top of the tower and finding something to hit them from range.
If you're like 30 feet up and 30 feet out, that's really going to mess up your range. I mean, unless you've like got a bow and arrow. Most of your spells have like a 30-foot range.
I think Reyna and I kind of beat that with spells that have like 120 feet.
Yeah. But that's still which one are you going to do, guys? Are you going to grab what you can and run, or are you going to stay around for an hour and risk more of them coming?
I say
I
we
don't
grab
care.
what we can and run.
Okay, I heard take what you can and run. So let me do a couple of rolls to see what you get.
Well, what? Let's put it to a vote. I said take what we can and run. Who else is take what we can?
don't see why we couldn't wait, but
Well, I need a choice right about now, because we're not going to spend 5 minutes debating this. Yes or no? Go or stay?
I think 3 of us say yes, 3 of us say no. So heads or tails, I think we should do it.
Okay, I've got a coin right here that's got
Brianna just said wait.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I don't know what that
So
means
despite
for
the
Frick.
fact that Frick is over here screaming, lava! Lava beats all! It sounds like 4 of you are opting to stay and collect more gold. So,
Yes.
Gar is happy with this because he's just like, he's still getting like little nuggets. Put him in the bag. Put him in the bag. Okay.
I guess
25.
I actually see this as a conversation between Frick and Rena's like, we will go, we will stay. Lava beats all, we will stay. Lava beats all!
I really like this conversation, by the way.
like a worried Frick trying to convince the party.
Yeah. Okay.
Trolak will quickly approach Frick, put his hands on his shoulders and go, imagine the beer we could buy this.
All right, so does
He,
people
like,
can
presents
use
his,
spells
like,
and potions,
sleeves
but
and
remember this
fur.
is not a short break. You are working the whole time, collecting more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've got some greater healing potions. If you guys want to save your other one.
Saying, I'm
Michael's
using
gonna-
my
Michael's gonna-
staff.
Michael's gonna sit it out because he pretty much looked like as if he was about Kentucky Fried Chicken after the end of that first fight.
Well, Rihanna will hand him a greater healing potion and say, "Here, take this."
He will
Michael.
hold on to that. But
Michael,
yeah,
did you go into single digits?
I got into single digits. Yeah.
Boom, the 5th level cure wounds happens.
But that's only a one-time use, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
That's the glyph that I set up for everyone. So you get a 5th level cure wound, just hit you in the face as you went into single digits, as that was the trigger.
Trying to remember where I had these guys. Just they're still dead. I'm just trying to remember the layout.
Okay, so I can just
Okay.
Can I search them? Well,
Sure. Go ahead. And
I took off those hit dice I rolled.
It's a bad roll. So, Michael, you got 23 hit points back.
Oh, yay.
okay.
And the healing potion that I gave him, it's 4+4.
Okay.
So
Trevor,
you can roll that.
I will say that the gold that they were collecting, I'll add that to your overall pile.
Dope.
And
Can I get like a claw or a tooth or something off of?
sure, you can try to take a claw off of this one when
Whee!
he wakes up because
Oh shit!
his first
Oh,
attack
yeah, that's right.
his first attack missed, his second attack missed. Oh, and he only got 17. So he starts swiping at you, but he doesn't get any damage.
Can I attack him in retaliation?
Sure, this he
This
just
is
had
an
his
advantage because he's prone, right?
yeah, he is on the ground, so
Okay.
all right, that one missed. Oh, well,
28,
okay, yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit.
25, 28.
Yeah, both of those hit. Okay, and you take the 18 points of fire damage again, but he appears to be dead again.
Okay, double tap.
Okay, so you're going to like cut off his head
Yeah.
and kick it aside.
Yeah.
Okay,
What about the other two?
Same thing.
one of them, the one that had taken cold damage, doesn't seem to. When you cut off his head, nothing seems to happen. Just to be sure, is it Trevor who's cutting off their heads?
Sure.
Okay,
Why not? That
so
was
when
somebody
you
else
come
wants
over
to-
here, this guy takes swings at you because he woke up. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not hasted and I don't have my shield, so.
Okay. 11 slashing and 4 fire. The other attacks miss though.
42.
All right. So, do you want to put him down again? Because he is on the ground.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. We're going to say that your hit did sever his head.
I want to roll it anyway.
Okay. I mean, he only had the bare minimum, but okay. All right. So, I take it everybody. I'm just going to use Viserius for Gar because he's a little bit shocked by that, but he's like, okay, is it safe now?
It's trolls. Hit them with something icy while they're still like this. That way they don't come back.
I don't know this because I don't know anything about fighting trolls.
Normally trolls get killed by fire. These things are fiery trolls. Does
Trevor
anybody
doesn't
have
know
any
this.
ice spells? Seriously, ice spells.
They have no heads. We're fine now.
So Gar's like, so it's safe for me to go and start collecting again, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Do it.
Wait. Have you checked the middle one?
She was able to cut off its head with no reaction from it.
Okay.
Or he, I mean. Okay, so Gar is going back out to start collecting things. I guess the rest of you are doing the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So after a couple of minutes, Gar starts screaming because that one that you cut its head off bites him on the leg.
What?
It turns out a severed head can bite because it's a troll. So he starts screaming as this thing burns into his leg with its fiery bite.
Okay, somebody save the little man. We'll take care of this.
I told you, hit it! Hit it with ice! Hit it with ice!
Actually, I need to see what a commoner's health is, because...
Oh, God.
You're telling the fighter to use magic.
That is a fair point. Okay,
I said it.
Nobody else tried to do anything.
for the
just
record,
saying.
Gar dies screaming horribly.
From getting bit in the leg?
Yes. He doesn't have a lot of life experience compared to you guys. And this... So,
Okay, hold up.
for the record, Gar is now dead, and the troll's head is gnawing on him.
Can I just go soccer ball punt this head away?
Okay.
I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
Are you kidding
Give me an athletics check just to see how hard you kick it.
I use one plot point to give myself advantage, and that's the
Oh,
only
you can't do
remaining
it. Won't do
plot point I have.
advantage. You'll add 1 point to the roll.
Okay, fine. We'll do that. 28.
Okay. You kick this thing a good 30 feet away.
But
But
as Vivify on him.
hey, remember that headless one you walked away from? It took random swipes at you because even without their head, their bodies can move. And it's actually going to hit. It turns out that a headless troll can still attack.
I don't like this
Gar.
fight anymore.
All right, Gar is dead. He got bit by a head that was still active. And then when you walked away from that one, it took random swipes. It hit you twice, so that's 22 slashing and
What the fuck?
8 fire damage. As this one is headless, but it's walking around swinging, and Gar is
Michael just-
dead.
Michael just hits it with freaking witch bolt with Eldritch blasts.
Go ahead, make the attacks. It's standing up now.
Can I or can I not revivify?
Yeah, you
Go
can
ahead.
run over there and revivify, but I need to see you do the actual, like move yourself over. Okay, you hit it once. You did 1 point of damage to this head, to that body.
I grab him, cast Revivify.
Okay, the headless body stands up and takes a couple of swipes at you, but
Me?
he
Okay.
misses. Does a 19 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, and does an 18 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, well then you managed to dodge all of. Oh, actually, he wouldn't be able to bite because he doesn't have a head. Anyway, you managed to dodge the claws, and you can revivify Gar.
I'm going to drag him away.
Okay, it's going to get its a reaction. I'm only going to give it one, and it missed terribly because it's just swinging wildly. Yes,
That thing attacked. I'm a sentinel. I would like to hit it.
Okay, you can hit it. Okay. Go ahead and do damage, but I think that, let's see. 18 plus 9. Okay.
I hadn't moved myself, but I kicked
you
the
put
head
it,
that big guy.
You put the headless one back down. The other one is still just, swinging randomly.
Did we just destroy Frick?
I think so. Good God, he hasn't been back since. He's in the tower screaming, "Lava beats all!"
Hit it with ice. Kill it with ice. Normally we say kill it with fire.
Okay.
Kill it with ice.
So
yeah, but I don't know how many of us actually thing with ice.
I have a sword.
I already.
Oh,
offered,
thank
but
you,
everyone
Frick.
decides to stand in the damage area.
Frick, you get 3 plot points for that. You made artwork. Okay. So you have 2 headless trolls that are just walking around wildly swinging.
Okay.
Come here, little one.
If anybody wants to do anything besides revivify Gar, who, by the way, wakes up, he's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This isn't safe! This isn't safe at all! You told me it was safe!"
You're an idiot. Get in the tower.
I'm an idiot. You told me it was safe, and he does. He's sort of limping because his leg's still a little bit sore from the burn.
I just drag his ass into the tower.
Yeah, he gets into the tower because he's just screaming, "You told me it was safe. It's not safe.
It's never safe. Stand down."
Okay. Does anybody else want to make a move before I let the trolls go again? For the record, this guy is absolutely dead. He does.
This one's down again. So.
Yeah,
Is he dead? Dead?
He hasn't gotten up. Well, the other two, despite the fact that they don't have, you decapitated them, that didn't stop them.
Right.
We're
Tear
going
them
with the
apart.
loathsome limb version of these guys. They keep
Well,
going.
it looks to me as though Tarek is casting Ice Storm on them.
Okay, I did not hear that. Does
Well,
Ice
he
Storm?
didn't say it, he just did it.
Okay. What's the range of Ice Storm? Does it hit 1 or 2?
It's a 20-foot radius, so
Okay. You can only get
yeah, I
one.
should catch both.
No, this is a 20-foot sphere circle right here. It'll only get 1.
How many 4th level spells do I have? How many times can I cast 4th?
All right, so he needs to make it. Okay, he's not going to make it save. How much damage does he take?
Well, it's a 20-foot radius, which means it's a total of 40 feet.
Oh, okay, then yeah, it'll get both of them.
Oh,
Technically, I would have been in there too because I didn't move or anything.
That is
Make
true.
a dex.
Just being fair.
Yeah, make a dex save. Let me do a dex save for the other guy.
Yep.
Okay. It looks like you take 3 bludgeoning and 14 cold.
Oh, looks like Brianna, Trevor, and Michael would all be in that.
Yeah, everybody who was on the field, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Frick's still
Michael.
up there. Okay, cold also hurts.
Ouch.
Michael takes none.
Okay, Rihanna, you take the full 17.
But do I get to use my evasion or something like that?
Yeah, you would only take half.
Yeah.
Trevor.
So you said it was 17 is the total?
Yes. So, make that. Let's go with 8.
7? 8? 8. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And Trevor apparently fell down dead.
I only have 12 hit points.
Okay.
What?
I will walk up to him and I will put a greater healing
I'm not
potion
dead.
in
I'm
his mouth.
unconscious.
Okay.
Sorry, Carrie.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, he'll be making death saves in just a minute. But Carrie has a potion.
Yes.
Can I point out once he reached single digits?
How about
50,
this? How about we
cool.
let her use the potion before we burn the ward
Yeah.
that I won't let you put back on because I reread
Okay.
the spell.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's got 16 hit points.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about him dying. It was just which way were you going to heal him? Because,
Right.
good God, guys, I really didn't think this was going to be the trap. I was just like, oh yeah, I just read about the loathsome limb thing, and you kill them with ice. They'll get back up in a minute. So
Well, I don't think we didn't know anything about these trolls, so
that is also true. I just love that you beat them pretty easily, but then their headless bodies become the devastation. Oh, I love the idea. Frick's at the very top. Lava. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Like, can we just make a request though? Because no, never mind. I'll just stick to 16.
Okay. I mean, if you want to use the
no,
ward,
that's what I'm saying. It's I really didn't want.
Okay, that's why I was going to rule it that the healing word, the cure wounds, kicks in when you want it to. So it's. I'm going to say that the trigger is you willing it to work. That's because, like I said, I won't let them cast it on you a second time. So it's on you.
All technicality too. I didn't go from doubles. One digit. Yeah. I went from double straight to 0.
I would have let you say how you did that, but after all this, Frick screaming at the top of his lungs. I don't even think Frick went into the tower. I think Frick ran straight up the tower. Just to get as far away from as possible. I'm putting this picture all over Twitter, by the way. Okay, so. Now, I ask again, do you stick around to collect, or do you take what you've gathered and you get out? Because Gar is trying to wrap up his wounded leg. His health is fine, but he still took a bad burn.
Well, since it's his expedition, what would he like to do?
He's just like, I thought you said it was safe to go out. Do you people actually... You're supposed to be talented adventurers. Is it safe now?
I look at the 2 flailing corpses.
Well, they're now... I would say that they are now perfectly still corpses.
Michael's going to stab one.
It does not move at all. You figured out that most of the time fire would kill a troll permanently, but these guys, it's the opposite. The ice is what put them down and stopped their regeneration.
It's good now. I'm fully expecting now the volcano to erupt at any moment again with more gold and more of these things to.
Oh, they tend to come out, after eruptions because even though they live in it, they still like to keep it. They're pretty greedy. But he's like I say, he's like, oh my god, we can't. I lost a geode. He's just running around looking for it now. We can't get back.
And Rihanna's not here.
Yeah. So again, Viserius can probably tell one of you because he is still in there. He's not going to rat her out.
She told Trevor, too.
Okay, so a couple of you know. So again, you can spend the next, say, 40 minutes, collecting. Oh, he noticed he lost a geode, Rihanna. Oh, now she can hear me. He found out the geode is missing, and he's freaking out all over again. And your mic's off.
Are we trying to leave now?
That was my question. You can spend the rest of this hour collecting, or you can take what you've got and go, because the corpses don't seem to be moving anymore, but that doesn't mean more won't show up. Oh, but he's running around, digging through things like, I lost a geode, we can't get back, we're all stuck here.
Yeah. I'll walk up to him, put my hand on his shoulder, say, it's fine. We can get back.
It's not fine. That was the way home. We can't open up the gate. I can't open up the gate without it.
Reach in my bag and say,
and he grabs it from you.
No, he does not.
Make a dex check opposing him.
Okay.
I want you to roll a 1 so badly now. He grabs the geode from you and just you took it?
I wanted to make sure you weren't going to double cross us and leave us here.
So you double cross me and try to leave me here? That's how it goes?
No!
And he takes off running.
Michael just calls out.
I take off running after it.
Wait.
He can't
Wait.
hear you because I'm doing it at a disadvantage. He can't hear you. He ran. He thinks you're trying to double cross him.
Ugh.
So he's taking what he has and he's running back. Tarek, you said you were chasing after him. Your speed will match his. So you can catch up
Can
with
I
them.
pop out my wings?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say,
Well, let's see what Tarek's going to do first.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Never
Tarek,
mind.
what do you do?
Ignore me.
I'm going to try to catch up to him and just grab a hold of him.
Okay, make I think that'd be an athletics check against him.
Load.
Come on, one. Okay, you grab him by the shirt and pick him up.
All right. It's like, come back. No one's trying to leave anybody.
She took the geode. You were going to leave me here. I know that's what you were thinking.
No, let's go get more gold and we can go.
Give me
when we're
a
ready.
persuasion. You are the one that caught him after all.
I would have taken off also.
Okay, and he's like, I'm not letting go of this thing again.
No, keep it. Put it in your pocket. Wrap it up in a blanket. Do whatever you want.
He's just cradling it now because he doesn't entirely trust you. You saved his life, but he doesn't entirely trust all of you.
I would have ran after him as well. So when I catch up to Tarek and him, I'll say, no, you hired us to protect you. That's what we were doing. I was trying to protect us.
I told you I keep the key. That was in the
Yes,
conditions.
but-
I keep the key.
But we don't know you.
And I don't know you. This was my only protection.
Michael comes up, and he looks the guy over.
My apologies.
As an apology, you can have half of my cut
Okay.
from our half.
He'll consider that and he'll say, okay.
Are we done here?
Yes, now we go back to the original question. Are you going to spend the next half hour collecting more? Or are you
We
getting...
might as well at this point.
Yep.
Okay.
I will take watch on top of the tower.
Okay.
Frank will join that watch while scoffing at the party.
I'm going to say that because we're running low on time that I have some numbers written down that I rolled. So I have the amount of gold that you'll collect. I will, figure out how that translates into coins because, you'll have to... Gold works all by itself, but I'll figure out what it is in coins for you. And then we'll go ahead and say you're all able to make it back. He's not exactly happy, so he says that he might consider working with you again. But if he finds... You're pretty much left with the impression if he finds someone a little more trustworthy, but you might be able to pull a mission like this again in the future.
And again, I will apologize to him and tell him that I was just trying to protect myself and my friends.
And he's just like... He's looking at the giant bugbear and the giant half-orc and the hot giant guy in metal armor. You're trying to protect them from me? And he shows you his, I died from one thing. I saw the eternal blackness that is waiting for us all after death. And I'm the one you have to protect yourself from?
I'll put my hand on his shoulder and just say, we brought you back. We did our job. I apologize.
Give me a persuasion roll.
We are horrible people.
Okay. He says, well, if we ever try this again, I'm keeping the geode with me at all times.
That is fine. We have been double-crossed by people and has caused a lot of trouble. I was just trying to avoid us being stuck in that plane. That is all.
Oh. He's like, okay, well, like I said, maybe one day we can do this again. And he's just trying to do he's trying to do a quick estimate over what you've got, and he's convinced you guys at least brought 100 pounds worth of gold with you.
And he can keep my share. I don't need it.
Okay. So
And I'll tell him that. I'll say, I apologize. You can keep my share.
well, okay. He seems really weirded out by that, but it says okay. And like I said, I'll send you guys what the number is later. But oh, and just because it is also a new day, yeah, he kind of goes very, very pale when Tarek smiles. All the color drains from his face.
I pat him on the cheek. Oh, you
Okay,
have a nice day.
It will. Do you guys want to get the same hotel room tonight? Because well, we're ending the session here.
Well, we might as well.
Okay, so it would be the same price. I think I said 200
50 gold per room. Yeah, 200.
Okay, so you guys have done your first job in Sigil. Made a tenuous ally in your normal fashion of he could have been a good friend. Now he's a skeptical friend.
Like I said, we're assholes.
Yes. But before we sign off for the night, epilogue. Standing above the city of Wildom, not at all afraid of being seen because of the power of his feathery cloak, a man stands above it all, looking at the small piece of gold-painted wood he carved out of the door frame. With a word of magic, it vanishes in a flame. After all, he doesn't want anybody else accidentally reopening the portal. The pawns had been useful once, but he swears they were actively trying to undermine all of his work. But now, the game can continue. And with that, we are going to call it a night here for the Expendable crew as we begin our time in Sigil. I hope you all are enjoying this because there's so much we can do here. Thank you, everybody who is joining us tonight, especially if you were trying to correct my pronunciation. That's an ongoing challenge, and that's your new life's work. So we'll see you all next time.
Michael is going to shiv. Michael is going to shiv Victor when he finds him.